Fear not, because there's another double-header today. It's Super Sunday. Wali Siddiqui here, joined in with Sahil, and it's game number 1, which is going to be between Sunrise Hyderabad and the Kolkata Knight Riders. And I am joined in with a massive Kolkata Knight Riders fan who's quite dejected after their team lost 4-4. But I think they might be able to do. They might be able to impress quite a few fans because few changes in your team.
Good afternoon, Wali. Yes, a lot of changes in Kolkata Knight Riders, and rightly so, because it was needed. Change is the only constant, as they say, and Kolkata Knight Riders have made 3 bold moves, leaving out Robin Uthappa, Kuldeep Yadav and Prasidh Krishna. As far as who are included in place of these 3 players, it's Rinku Singh, who will be seen in the middle order, KC Karyappa with his mystery spin, and Prithviraj Yara, a fast bowler from Andhra Pradesh who has done well in the domestic circuit. While Wali, a big game for both the teams as they are placed 5th and 6th with same number of points, but Kolkata has played 1 extra game. So it becomes a virtual qualifier where you need to win 4 games out of the 5 matches that you play. So very, very crucial junction for KKR as well as SRH, who would want to make the most of their home conditions.
Absolutely, and it is going to be a really good contest. It's taking place at the Rajiv Gandhi International Stadium in Hyderabad, and we will give you the playing 11 as well. But the news was that Sunrise Hyderabad had elected to have a bowl first. They won the toss. Kane Williamson is still the captain, and so they are bowling first. And talking about the playing 11 for Sunrise Hyderabad, it's David Warner, Johnny Bairstow, Kane Williamson, the skipper, Vijay Shankar, Deepak Hooda, Yusuf Pathan, Rashid Khan, Shahbaz Nadeem, Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, Sandeep Sharma and Khalil Ahmed. And Kolkata Knight Riders, like I've said, 3 changes: Chris Lynn, Sunil Narayan, Shubman Gill, Nitish Rana, Rinku Singh the first change, Andre Russell, Dinesh Karthik, Piyush Chawla, KC Karyappa the second, Harry Gurney and Yara Prithviraj, the pace bowler, the third change. So it's going to be a really good game, and it's pretty hot over there. So how do you think the pitch is going to behave?
Well, the Rajiv Gandhi pitch is a bit slow, similar like to what it is at Jaipur. So the power score would be around 150, 160. Batting first on this pitch would be difficult, and Kolkata Knight Riders opener Chris Lynn and Sunil Narayan need to stick at the pitch, spend some time before they play their big shots, because it is not Eden Gardens. No turf is as good as Eden Gardens in this season, so you won't be expecting 180, 200 runs. Yes, a power score about 160 would be a decent target. Well, if anyone gets going, if there's Russell who gets going, then you never know. But on an average, generally 160 is a power score on this turf. At the same time, the 2 teams have met on 16 occasions. KKR have an upper hand with 10 wins, as SRH has 6. Let's see how they fare today.
Absolutely. So it's going to be a really good contest between the 2 sides. During the toss, Dinesh Karthik was asked by Danny Morrison, in fact, that what is the reason that your team hasn't been able to fire, and should the captain lead by the front? So I think by that he means in terms of captaincy, because in the 4 games there weren't any changes, there weren't much changes, and as soon as he lost 4, now those changes are clearly visible over there. So what do you think went wrong? Not for the batting, because we all know that the middle order apart from Russell is not able to fire, but from the bowling perspective, what's going wrong for them right now?
No, not just the batting, it's the bowling as well. If you see, the highest wicket taker is Andre Russell with 7 wickets from 9 games, and the highest run scorer is Andre Russell, who comes to bat at 7 down, technically on the paper at least. So you cannot be dependent on one person to play for your team. Yes, you will have days where he outperforms others and maybe a match winner, a game changer, but day in, day out, expecting something from one person is too big a task. At the same time, the other people have given in cameos, chipped in, but haven't been consistent, especially when you talk about bowling. Piyush Chawla, he's the highest wicket taker amongst the genuine bowlers with 6 wickets only, while the other spinners have struggled. Kuldeep Yadav has only 4 wickets from 9 games. Sunil Narayan has about 5, if I'm not wrong, while the other pacers, if we talk about, Prasidh Krishna had only 2 from 9 outings. So if you're a genuine strike bowler, yes, he's economical at times, he has the pace, he has the variations, but what's the point of having a fast bowler if he's not able to pick up wickets? Your part-time bowler Andre Russell has been doing much well. He's picked up 7 wickets, so might as well give someone else a chance when it's not working for you. It is good to give back your players, give them chances, play with the same 11, but in the last 4 outings you've lost on consecutive occasions. So it is the right time to make those bold decisions. Let the other players give a chance and see how they perform. Not that when you make changes you'll win, but at least you're trying out different combinations. You're getting to know and see the depth of the team. The biggest thing right now, the biggest advantage for KKR is that Shubman Gill, he will get an opportunity to bat at 1 down, because of Robin Uthappa and the team combination they had, he was being used really late, which was of no good for KKR as well as Shubman Gill. Either he was sent at 7, or if someone was injured, he was asked to open. So in fact, the combination wasn't settled. It looks much better right now when there is no Robin Uthappa in the playing 11, because Rinku Singh is a middle order batsman and has been doing extremely well for UP this season.
Right.
Yes, he might fail or he might even perform, but at the same time, it is important that he use the combinations at the right place. Now with Chris Lynn and Sunil Narayan opening, you will have Shubman Gill at 1, you will have Nitish Rana, then you will have Rinku Singh, followed by Dinesh Karthik and Andre Russell. You can use these 3-4 batsmen as a floater, but it's much sound and technical as compared to what it was earlier.
Right, so quite a few fans over here joined us with the in the chit chat box. It's Mohammed M supporting KKR. Tenzing Sugab has joined us once again, and he's saying hello sir, and he's supporting KKR fans, also urging the other KKR fans to come in. SR Rejon supporting Sunrise Hyderabad, and yes, I do agree with that, Sahil, that the changes will be quite possibly good for Shubman Gill in particular, because Rinku Singh will finally get to have a knock in the middle order, and Shubman Gill will now have the responsibility of coming at number 3 or even open the innings. We shall see who it might be over here. But if we talk about the points table, Chennai Super Kings comfortable at the top, 14 points in 9 matches played, 7 won, 2 lost. Mumbai Indians and Delhi Capitals are level on points, but it's Mumbai who have a better run rate, so it's second and third. Mumbai Indians second, Delhi Capitals third. Kings 11 Punjab currently on 4th. They lost the game yesterday, 10 points for them. And Sunrise Hyderabad, they have a really the thing is that they will be favouring this tournament now, because they still have 2 games in hand, and they've played 2 games less than Mumbai Indians, Delhi Capitals and Kings 11 Punjab. If they do manage to win both the games, they will be on 12 points as well, and they might be able to level Mumbai Indians and Delhi Capitals on points, which might show that Kings 11 Punjab will get under pressure. And Kolkata Knight Riders right below them, 6th position, 9 matches, 8 points. So the games are running out for them. Just 5 more games left for Kolkata Knight Riders, 6 more left for Sunrise Hyderabad when we talk about the league. So for KKR, I think it's a much pressurized game as compared to SRH.
A big pressure game, because you need to win 4 out of your 5 games if you want to make it to the playoffs, and that too, if you win the 4 games out of the 5 matches, you will be contesting with other teams for the 4th spot for the net run rate. So it's a very, very big game, because they have to perform the way they did in the initial season beginning. They won 4 games out of the 5 matches, but then they've lost 4 consecutive games. So it's a lot of task on the openers, especially Sunil Narayan and Chris Lynn. If you see, in not only in this season but in the previous seasons also, whenever these two have gotten along, whenever these two have scored a 50 plus run, given a solid start to KKR, the team has gone on to win the match, because they've set a good platform. However, this season, one of the two has always been dismissed within 6 overs, adding more pressure on the person to come next. And this time, with no Robin Uthappa, it will be Shubman Gill, who is in sort of form, but then this SRH pitch can be tricky. So it's very important that these two take their time, get set in, and not just go for big hits, because you never know how the pitch behaves right now.
Right, and if you remember the last game which took place between these two sides, it took place at the Kolkata Knight Riders Stadium, Eden Gardens, and they needed about 50 runs from 24 balls, or was it 18 deliveries? I'm not quite sure. I think it was 3 overs.
Yes, they needed 55 from 18 deliveries, and they ended up winning in the last over when Shubman Gill came to bat down low of the order and smacked 2 sixes on Shakib Al Hassan's over. Yes, that was a game where Andre Russell showed his might. It was the first game for Kolkata Knight Riders this season, and that's how they started with a bang. They would want to continue the same momentum that they had in the initial games, because they were at least performing. Right. However, in the last 4 games, they have not been the same, because again, they have been totally reliant on one person, Andre Russell, and not the entire team. Meanwhile, Bhuvneshwar Kumar runs in with a wide ball on leg side, and that's the first run for Kolkata Knight Riders, and it swinged a bit on the leg. Johnny Bairstow did a good job there.
So not a good start by Bhuvneshwar Kumar. He will have to re-ball that, and he's looked wayward as well in this tournament. And it took him at least 3 to 4 games to get his first wicket in the IPL as well. So if there are 2 bowlers who are quite struggling from the Indian contingent and who are a part of the World Cup side, it's Bhuvneshwar Kumar A, and B, it's Kuldeep Yadav. So they need to get their act together, because these 2 bowlers are like one of the trump cards.
What a comeback there from Bhuvneshwar Kumar. We must be saying that we are talking about how he hasn't picked up wickets, but then the line and lengths that he has bowled are impeccable. The swing that he generates in the initial overs is the key to Bhuvneshwar Kumar. He's a bowler who needs to be used at the up front because at the death he is expensive and he has given away runs. Something that happened in the previous encounter as well when 55 runs were needed and Russell took him to the cleaners because the swing that he gets is only in the initial overs, and that's when he's the most dangerous. And in English conditions, in terms of the World Cup aspect, that's when India would be needing him the most, because at death I think they will be covered with Jasprit Bumrah and Mohammad Shami.
Right, so it's 1 for no loss. 2 deliveries have been bowled, and the only run that has come so far has been of a wide down the leg. Tenzing Sagrab is here with us, and it's 1 for no loss. So a decent start, I would say, but still a lot of cricket to be played. Chris Lynn is the batsman who is facing Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, and the last time Chris Lynn went out to bat against the Sunrisers Hyderabad, he scored 7, so he couldn't do much over there. And Nitish, but over here he does well, because it was a shot of a good length delivery, and all Chris Lynn had to do was chance his arm, and he guides it to the boundary line. What a shot that was through covers.
First boundary for Kolkata Knight Riders as the score moves on to 5 without the loss of any wickets in 0.3 overs. A outside pitch delivery from Bhuvneshwar Kumar extended his arms and found the gap for the first boundary. A good shot from Chris Lynn, but then he needs to be careful along with Sunil Narayan, because first 6 overs are extremely crucial. There will be a bit of movement, there will be a variable bounce, and they need to negotiate that, because the batsmen to come in are not as good against the seam as these 2 overseas players are.
So 5 for no loss, and he will scamper for the quick single. Chris Lynn over here, and does manage to take it. So it's 6 for no loss after 4 deliveries. And in the previous game, if you talk about Chris Lynn, he scored 7 against us, Hyderabad. Nitesh Rana was opening the innings alongside him, because Sunil Narayan was injured, and he scored 68 of 47. Robin Uthappa played well, but he misses out. He scored 35 of 27, and then it was the Andre Russell show. 49 of 19 deliveries, 4 boundaries and 4 sixes as they seal the game. And in the previous game, it was none other than Johnny Bairstow and David Warner who gave them a really good start. Once again, it was 85 runs scored by Warner, and Johnny Bairstow scored 39. So you have to get those 2 out if you need to win the game.
Yes, that was Warner's first game in the IPL after a year ban, and he never looked out of sorts, because 85 on a return game doesn't mean that you're out of the team. You're being in the team, you've been performing well, that then only you can play innings like that. So Warner looked in great touch, and especially he took Kuldeep Yadav. He fancied Kuldeep Yadav. In that game also, Kuldeep Yadav gave away a lot of runs. So no Kuldeep Yadav today, no Robin Uthappa today, and no Prasidh Krishna. 3 changes for Kolkata Knight Riders. Rinku Singh has been included in the side to bat in the middle order, along with KC Karyappa, who will provide spin option, while Prithviraj Yara making his debut.
And meanwhile, a short one bowled to Narayan towards the hips, and all Narayan had to do was dab that towards the square leg boundary. Pulls it. It was a Natraj shot, reminding us of the great Kapil Dev, and another boundary under Sunil Narayan, under KKR's belt. Score now is 10 for no loss. Both batsmen getting a boundary each, and it will definitely reignite their confidence. So 10 for no loss after 1 over. Not a good start by Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, and I think it might be Sandeep Sharma bowling from the other end.
Yes, Sandeep Sharma, another bowler who was a great exponent of swing bowling. He can use the new ball very well. He will be given the new ball to see and try the conditions as to what he can avail from the pitch, the turf, while Chris Lynn and Sunil Narayan would want to continue the same run feast. Kolkata Knight Riders are 10 without loss of no wickets in the first over, as Bhuvneshwar Kumar seemed a bit wayward despite the swing that he was generating in the first couple of deliveries. After that, he completely lost his line and length, bowled one outside off stump to Chris Lynn and the other one on the legs, on the hips for Sunil Narayan.
So 1 over ball, 10 for no loss. Chris Lynn is on 5 after facing 4 deliveries. Narayan is on 4 after facing 2 deliveries. Bhuvaneshwar Kumar conceding 10 runs in that over. And coming back to YouTube, Shivam Garg is supporting Kolkata Knight Riders. Shami Devraj is over here with us. Navdeep Kumar supporting Sunrise Hyderabad. So it's going to be once again a divided house in the YouTube comments section. And what a miss it has been for Kuldeep Yadav. At one time, he was your go-to guy whenever you needed a wicket, be it for Team India or be it for Kolkata Knight Riders. You always used to call him, but it will be a big miss, and I think he might be able to bring his best in the upcoming games. I think it was a massive setback, but I think it will be a good learning curve for the Chinaman bowler.
It was important, it was necessary, because you cannot take your position for granted irrespective of the format. You need to see how the conditions are, you need to see how the team is doing. Meanwhile, Shahbaz Nadeem has been given the new ball for the second over and has been a short length, has been dragged for 4 from Chris Lynn. First delivery, not where he wanted to bowl because it was short outside off stump, an easy shot, went to the back foot, had a back foot punch, 4 runs for Chris Lynn.
Good shot by Chris Lynn, and it was a poor delivery, a short delivery, and Lynn outside the off stump just fancies his shots. You do not give this Australian international room outside the off stump because that's where he fancies the boundaries. And 15 for no loss, 1.2 overs have been bowled and taking complete advantage of the power play. But coming back to that topic of Kuldeep Yadav, I think it will be a massive learning curve for him.
Yes, as I said, you cannot take anything for granted. You need to earn your spot. Yes, you're an international player. Yes, you've been picked up for the Indian World Cup squad. But then your performances matter. And it wasn't just the last game where he gave away 59 runs in the 4 overs. It's been the story of the season throughout. He hasn't picked up wickets. He's just in the wickets column. He's just 4 to his name and has been expensive, giving away 8.5 runs. Meanwhile, a short delivery from Shahbaz Nadeem that has been pulled away for Sunil Narine for a 6. A very short delivery there again.
And I think I do relate with Khalid Memon over here. He says that it's a poor decision to bring Shahbaz Nadeem early on because we know Sunil Narine just loves facing the spinners and he sends them to the cleaner more often than not.
Yes, exactly. We were expecting Sandeep Sharma to be bowling this over, but then Kane Williamson fancied that because Chris Lynn was on strike, then he might use Shahbaz Nadeem. Chris Lynn has rotated the strike and Sunil Narine has hit him for a 6. Meanwhile, that's been driven down the ground. A misfield there from Deepak Hooda, is it? Misfield from Yusuf Pathan will result in a single as Narine moves on to 10 from 3 deliveries. Lynn is on strike with 10 runs to his name from 6. The Kolkata Knight Riders score moves on to 22 without a loss of any wicket in 1.3 overs.
And Rohit Sansia is also here with us, so welcome back Rohit, saying that Andre can move up the order in this scenario so that he can score more runs rather than coming towards the end. Dropping Robin Uthappa is good as he needs some rest before getting back into form, and these changes may bring some fortunes for KKR in terms of winning. While I do agree with that, Rohit, and this might quite possibly change the fortunes once again for Kolkata Knight Riders.
It was important. These changes were very important because let me give you a fact that since 2014 the team hasn't lost 3 consecutive matches, and now after this, that's one in the air, almost being caught at the boundary by Vijay Shankar, but good luck for KKR as that results in another 6. Just close, very close that one.
Well, he had enough of meat on the bat over there, so expensive over by Shahbaz Nadeem and for Sunrise Hyderabad as well, and a good start by Kolkata Knight Riders. 28 for no loss, 20 runs. In fact, 18 runs coming off that over, and that is the kind of confidence that you do not want to give these two openers because they are big hitters of that white ball, and once they get going, they'll do the half job. They'll do half the job, and they won't even need Andre Russell if they just keep going like that.
It is very important for a Kolkata Knight Riders perspective that these two stay in middle at least for 6 overs, because we have seen that time and again whenever they have been in the middle, whenever they have stayed to the crease, put a 50+ partnership, Kolkata Knight Riders has gone on to win the game in 80% of those outcomes. So if these two stay there, it's a big positive for the team, for the camp, and after those 3 changes, it's a strong message to everyone. If you're performing, you will be playing, otherwise you'll be dropped. As I was referring to the fact that after 2014, Kolkata Knight Riders is the first time that has lost 3 consecutive matches. Now it is 4, but it's the first time in 5 years that they lost 3 consecutive matches. So you can imagine what the team management and the team would be going through, because this never happened under Gautam Gambhir. Right. Meanwhile, short delivery from Bhuvneshwar Kumar has been pulled. Khalil Ahmed has been pulled by Sunil Narine for a 6. What a shot that was. 34 for no loss, KKR in 2.1 overs. Khalil Ahmed bowling a short delivery outside off stump and Sunil Narine getting 6 runs from it. Good start for both the KKR openers.
Absolutely, what a good start that was, and what a shot by Sunil Narine. You gave him room outside the off stump and he welcomes him with a big 6. What a shot. That almost reminded us of the great Virendra Sehwag, and he does it once again over here. This time a short delivery guiding towards his head, but all he does is moves his leg away from the leg stump, pulls it towards the mid-wicket boundary, and another boundary. So I think they mean business over here.
They have to, because if you want to stay into the contentions of being in the top 4 for the playoffs, they need to win 4 games out of the 5 matches. They lost 4 on trot, which means a big statement in itself that if you continue to play the same game that you were playing in the last 4 games, you will be out of contention. They're already at the 6th position, and if they want to make it into the top 4, it's going to be tough ask, because all the teams are either above them. When you talk about Mumbai Indians, they're at 12, Delhi Capitals is at 12, Kings 11 Punjab is at 10, and Sunrisers Hyderabad are at the same point, 8, but they have played 1 game lesser than Kolkata Knight Riders. So it's a tough ask. They need to win 4 out of 5 games, and their record against Mumbai has been pathetic. In 23 games, they've only won 5 out of the 8. Meanwhile, Sunil Narayan has dug that one for another boundary. Kolkata Knight Rider fans, it's good news, because Sunil Narayan has been timing that one well. 42 for Kolkata in 2.3 overs, and Sunrisers need to focus on their line and length. Khalil Ahmed started with a short one on the off stump, then one on the middle stump, and now a foolish delivery again from the middle stump.
And let me tell you, Sahid, people think that Kolkata Knight Riders are not a good side, but they have one of the best playing 11s in the entire IPL. It's just that their players haven't been firing. You just look at that batting depth. Like, apart from Mumbai Indians, I think Kolkata Knight Riders would be a close second, because if you look at that batting lineup, Sunil Narayan, Chris Lynn, Shubman Gill, Dinesh Karthik, Nitish Rana, Andre Russell, Piyush Chawla, who could strike a few. And in the bowling department, if Shivam Mavi and Nagarkoti were fit, you would have had them. Kuldeep Yadav, one of the best left-arm spinners of the modern-day cricket. So it's a good team. But the thing is that people often forget that they have not been able to fire. If this team does fire and function as a team, then they may turn out to be a real threat in the tournament like they earlier were. But a good comeback by Khalil Ahmed this time. A slower one bowled and a Yorkish length, and you can just see how much that wicket meant to Khalil Ahmed. Goes on to hit the leg stump, and now they get the first breakthrough to Sunrisers Hyderabad. An important wicket for Khalil and Sunrisers Hyderabad.
Yes, a big breakthrough for Sunrisers Hyderabad, as both the openers were looking good. Sunil Narayan was taking the game away. A slower delivery from Khalil Ahmed. Narayan couldn't pick it up, got deceived, and his leg stump was uprooted. Big blow for Kolkata Knight Riders, as Sunil Narayan makes the long walk back to the pavilion, scoring 25 from 8 deliveries. But he's done his job.
Right.
He's given the team the start they needed, and this is what is expected. Scoring at a rate of 300 is what you would want in the first 8 deliveries. If you can get the platform set, I think the team should be happy with the contribution that he has made. Yes, you were always greedy, asking for more and more, but as a tailender who's been asked to open and made a part-time opener, I think it's a good contribution from Sunil Narayan. He's done his job. It's the other people who need to step up now. And referring to your point that they have superstars in their team, because they have star packed. They have, as you said, they have Dinesh Karthik, they have Kuldeep Yadav. Both these two players are going for the World Cup from Indian side. They have Andre Russell, of course, who has been doing exceptionally well. They have Shubman Gill, a young prospect who's just come up from the Under-19 tournament after winning the cup for India. Apart from that, you have Nitish Rana, who is a consistent performer in the domestic season. There is Robin Uthappa, not in this game, but they are veterans. They know the game. It's just that they haven't been able to get their combinations right, their probabilities right for the game. And in that way, if you see how Chennai Super Kings are, they use their horses for courses. Here, Dinesh Karthik has followed his gut instinct and used players at the wrong position at the wrong time. And how important that is in T20 is shown by the results that they have got in the last 4 games. Had they used their combinations in a better way, in a wiser way, which is apparent to someone sitting outside but not apparent to someone in the dugout, is something that has resulted in the 4 consecutive losses.
Well, you could say that, and the good thing is that Dinesh Karthik has once again promoted Shubman Gill to number 3, so a massive opportunity for the young batsman from India, and we all hope that he might be able to do something over here for his team, and he is one of the great talents that we see, and he has a great future ahead of him. Many people, in fact, Virat Kohli has also quoted him as a batsman who was much better than him in the net session, and he wasn't even half good as him when he saw him batting in the nets in New Zealand. So a good future prospect, Shubman Gill is. 43 for 1 after 2.5 overs. Khalid Menon here with us saying that given the chances early to KKR, Hyderabad are now under pressure. Tenzin saying Narayan gone. Rohit Sansia saying that given the form he is in, Russell should definitely bat at number 4. This will give him time to settle. We'll discuss on that as well. And Ram Narayan, we have just read out your issue. We will get to that. You do not worry. Till then, you just keep listening to Sports Flashes on the YouTube link. We will be here. Me and Sahil as well as Paritosh. 3 overs have come to an end. 44 for the loss of 1 wicket. Rohit Sansia Singh Narayan is through his heavy early and the ball arrives late. Okay, so he's accommodating the nature of the ball. So what do you think about this alternative that should Andre Russell be sent at number 4?
Not really. I mean, given the position that he is, it depends on the case and the scene that the team is. Yes, in the previous game, definitely he should have been sent earlier up the order when Robin Uthappa was wasting the deliveries and creating more pressure. Nitish Rana was in the same situation, but he made the most. In a T20 game, when you're playing 20 odd deliveries, that's enough time for you to settle. After 10 deliveries, I would consider a batsman settled. So if you're not able to make the most after 10 deliveries, then you're just adding pressure on the team. And that's what happened in the last game when Andre Russell was delayed as Robin Uthappa just managed to score 9 from 20 deliveries. However, while batting first, I think the best use of Andre Russell is around the 15th over so that the platform is set. You know that the team has these many runs and you wouldn't want to do what happened against Chennai Super Kings, because against Chennai Super Kings, when Kolkata Knight Riders were batting first and setting a target, Andre Russell came earlier and tried to hoik that one for a 6 but was dismissed. What happened because of that was Kolkata Knight Riders only managed to score about 30 runs in the last 6 overs, and that's where you lost the game. So while Andre Russell has been in exceptional form, he has been doing very well. It is important that you use him at the right time, and the right time in this game at least would be in the 15th to 20th over, when you know that the platform is set and the stage is set for Andre Russell to unleash himself.
So it's 44 for 1, 3 overs have been bowled, and you've heard the verdict, Rohit. I think Andre Russell would be better coming down the middle order, especially when it's the final few overs, the final 4 overs, and that's what I agree to as well, because let me remind you, it's the final 4, final 3 or final 2 overs that actually decide the fate of the game, because that eventually brings the momentum in your field in your favor when you go out to bowl in the second innings. So that factor is important when Andre Russell is over there. So I think Andre Russell still should be kept at that position. Yes, in the previous game he should have been sent above, I feel, because the nature of the game was such that you needed heavy blows, and had he been sent earlier, it would have been a different story for Kolkata Knight Riders. But coming back to this game, it's 46 for 1, 3.2 overs have been bowled, and now Sandeep Sharma given the first over, 2 deliveries bowled, 2 singles taken, and Shubman Gill moves on to 2 after flicking one towards square leg. It's Chris Lynn, the man who's on strike, cover drives it towards the mid-off region and will quickly take another single. So good batting by both the batsmen. This is something which was missing in the previous game, singles and doubles.
This is exactly what has happened when you've changed one position in the batting order. You've removed Robin Uthappa and you've promoted Shubman Gill at 1 down. With this, what has happened is Kolkata Knight Riders now have more flexibility in their batting order because their role is justified. Everyone knows what to do. Or in the earlier games, they were given roles, they were told what to do, but it was a confusion because according to the situation, anyone was sent up the order, anyone was sent later down the order. Now in this game, Shubman Gill knows that he has to stay in there, give Chris Lynn the company, make them use of bad deliveries because they've already gotten off to a good start, and stay till the end. Play through the role of a sheet anchor, whereas Chris Lynn would know that wherever he gets an opportunity to score, he will score. And later down in the order, you have your Nitish Ranas, you have your Dinesh Karthik's and Russell Muscle, who can give you those platform, who can extend that platform given by these batsmen. What was happening in the earlier games was Robin Uthappa was coming, taking his own sweet time, settling in. Then you had Nitish Rana, he was trying to settle in, and suddenly you were in a situation where you would need 80, 90 runs in the last 5-6 overs, and then you would ask Russell, okay Russell, come, score 90 runs in the 4 overs or 5 overs, which is okay because he's been doing that for you, but you cannot take something for granted, and that's exactly what they try to work on. I hope it works, and even if it doesn't work, at least it's a right direction what they're thinking about. They're thinking about the future. They're giving an opportunity to Shubman Gill, they're giving an opportunity to Rinku Singh, who has been exceptional in the domestic tournaments so far, and he's been a part of the entire KKR camp through the season.
Right.
So he's been practicing a rightly deserved opportunity, and the best thing is he is a middle order batsman. So there are no confusions as to who will be coming 1 down, who will be coming 2 down, because he knows he's a middle order batsman. He will see the situation, how the situation is, and then he knows when to accelerate, how to accelerate.
So it's a 49 for 1 and 4 overs have come to an end. Sandeep Sharma just giving the 5 runs. So good over, decent over by Sandeep Sharma, the most economical of the lot so far. 4 overs, 49 for 1. Chris Lynn moves on to 20 without single. Shubman Gill is on 3 after facing 3 deliveries. Rohit Sansia saying that Narayan has done his work already. Alauddin Khan is here with us. He's asking us, I think, if Nabi is playing or not. I think that's what he's trying to ask. So Mohammad Nabi is not in the playing 11. Mo Saddam saying that only just Rashid Khan. Yes, Rashid Khan has 4 overs to bowl, and I think that might be the weapon X for Andre Russell's muscle.
Yes, exactly why Kane Williamson has been saving Rashid Khan's over, because the last time, if you remember, Rashid Khan's over were finished by the time Andre Russell walked in, and that was a big advantage for Kolkata Knight Riders because only the 3 pacers were left. He took away Bhuvneshwar Kumar's bowling attack, and then he scored most of the other 2 pacers as well. So he's saving for Andre Russell, because Andre Russell has been struggling against spin. It's not that he can't hit spinners, but it's just that his strike rate dips a lot as compared to the pacers. Meanwhile, Wasif has been listening to us, and so is Rajesh Chadda. So which teams are you supporting? While Rakesh Podar says KKR will score 208 and will win the match. Well, it doesn't look like a 200 pitch, but the start that they've got, they can definitely make the most of that. So let's see how many they score. While Mohammad Saddam says that Rashid Khan is the trump card. Yes, we've been discussing that. Meanwhile, was that out? Yes, it's gone. Gill has been dismissed. Full length, offside out. Tried to drive that one, took an edge, and another setback for Kolkata Knight Riders as Gill departs from 3.
A good delivery by Khalil Ahmed, I'll have to say. He enticed Shubman Gill to go for that, one of his favourite shots, the cover drive. In fact, it was a square drive. He did time that to perfection, but it was a sharp catch taken by Vijay Shankar, who was standing at point. And I think Khalil Ahmed has improved as a bowler ever since getting the snub from the Indian team, and this is something which is to be considered as something positive for Team India in the long run. But the score now 50-2. Hyderabad clawing their way back into the game. Still a lot of cricket left, and Shubman Gill disappoints for the second match.
Yes, disappointment for Shubman Gill and Kolkata Knight Riders, as it was a very good opportunity and a platform for Gill to take his time, set his innings, pace his innings, and help Kolkata Knight Riders to a good platform and make a name for himself. However, he was more disappointed than anyone else with the shot that he played. It was an uppish shot, and unfortunately right in the hands of the cover fielder. With that, Kolkata Knight Riders are now 50-2 with both Sunil Narayan and Shubman Gill back in the hut, while Chris Lynn is on 21 from 14 deliveries, and they would hope Nitish Rana to hold the fort now.
And the good thing is that Nitish Rana is the man in form, and if you're talking about Nitish Rana, I think apart from Andre Russell, it has been him who has been far more consistent than any other batsman, and I've always ranked Nitish Rana quite highly. I think he's one of the most underrated, uncapped Indian players in the IPL, and yes, I do remember he was there for the Mumbai Indians, but he did score quick fire 30s and 40s in the middle order. He hasn't been able to perform with that conviction, but he has shots all over the range, and he can turn out to be a really deadly aspect for Kolkata Knight Riders in the remaining games. 50-2, and Nitish Rana scored a blistering knock of 85 runs from 44 deliveries, unbeaten 85 it was. And now it's Rana who will be facing Khalil Ahmed, so left arm bowler facing the left arm batsman.
Yes, a good move there by Kolkata Knight Riders. Nitish Rana has been your number 4 position batsman. He has been in good form. In terms of the run, he has 286 this season so far. Second best after Andre Russell, who has 377 for Kolkata Knight Riders. Chris Lynn, the opening batsman, also has 234. So it shows how well Nitish Rana has played. The only thing with Nitish Rana is that he's been a player of 2 halves. Last season also, he was exceptionally good in the initial games, and then he started to fade away. This season also, he did the same. But it's something that he identified himself, and he said that I want to work on this, and I want to improve my game, and I want to be a player of the entire tournament, not just the first season. While Shubman Gill, we're just looking at the dismissal, Vijay Shankar took an easy catch because the ball was bowled outside off stump, went uppish, took the outside edge from Gill's bat, and he realized as soon as he struck it that he's in trouble.
51-2, 42 IPL games played by Nitish Rana, out of which he's batted in 38 innings and has got 850s so far, with the highest of 85 that came in the previous game. Strike rate is quite healthy as well, 135 average of 30, so a decent batsman he is, but a quick single taken once again, and had it been a directed, I think he was in. So 52 now the score for 2 wickets. And I remember a time when Khalil Ahmed and Mohammad Siraj were bowling in tandem in New Zealand and Australia, and both the bowlers got smashed. But the way Khalil Ahmed has announced his comeback, it's quite remarkable for Hyderabad.
Yes, he's realized that he needs to perform, something that Rishabh Pant needs to realize as well, that he needs to perform, otherwise he will be dropped. Exactly what happened to Kuldeep Yadav. He hasn't been performing in the first 9 games and he has been dropped. By dropping him for one game is not a big thing, but it's a big message that's been sent out to Kuldeep Yadav that you need to be consistent. This is a format where you need to perform day in, day out, because if you don't perform, there will be someone else who will perform and will take your position. Meanwhile, a brilliant in-swinger from Khalil Ahmed that almost took Nitish Rana's dismissal as well. So good comeback here from Sunrisers Hyderabad, as they haven't conceded any boundary in the last 3 overs.
And that was bowled at a pace of 145 clicks, so you can just see how quick he has become, and I'm sure he must be pretty hurt after being snubbed from that World Cup squad as well, because he was being labelled as the next big left-arm pacer. He was being labelled as the prodigy of Zaheer Khan, but that's the problem. Whenever we label such players, they do get under pressure and they do reach to a boiling point. But so far so good by Khalil Ahmed in this season's IPL, and he has a point to prove, and he is there in the reserves for the World Cup squad in the Indian team. 144 once again, and you never know if the situation may arise, Virat Kohli might actually call him.
Yes, definitely he might get a chance, and the good thing for him, Khalil Ahmed, and India is that he's a young prospect. He has a lot of years ahead of him, so if he's learning to improve himself, if he's learning what he can do to make a comeback, he has a good future ahead for the Indian cricket team. Good positives for India is the fact that we have a lot of pacers coming up. Generally you don't associate India with fast bowling all-rounders or fast bowlers who would bowl about 140, 145, but the likes of Prasidh Krishna, Kamlesh Nagarkoti, Shivam Mavi, and now Khalil Ahmed, Navdeep Saini, all of these in their early 20s, 24, 25s, bowling 145 plus express pace. So good positive signs for India in the future in terms of the pace department. Is just that how you nourish them, how you nurture them, and how you take care of them is going to be crucial, because both right now Shivam Mavi as well as Kamlesh Nagarkoti are injured for quite some time.
Well, Jasprit Bumrah, Mohammad Shami, also those two bowlers who can bowl regularly at 140 clicks, and you're forgetting another veteran's name, it's Ishant Sharma, who's also bowling at 145, so that's surprising as well, and that is a change which we've seen in Indian cricket. Fast bowlers bowling with some genuine pace, and I remember Ian Bishop Singh in the Under-19 World Cup when Shivam Mavi and Nagarkoti were working their magic. They were bowling at 145, 150 to Australian batsmen. And I remember Ian Bishop saying that this is the new India bowling with some express pace, and this is something which I'm seeing for the very first time.
Exactly. When you talk about Indian cricket in the past, in the present, or in the future, it's always the batsmen who have dominated the game. You will have the likes of Mohammad Azharuddin, Sunil Gavaskar, Sachin Tendulkar, Rahul Dravid, all of the players that you pick, all the legends, mostly they are batsmen, or Kapil Dev, the bowling all-rounder. But when you talk about extreme pace bowlers, there are hardly few names that come up, and even if they are extreme pace bowlers, by the time they keep playing for India, they become a 130, 127.
Do you remember Morad Patel? He used to bowl at 150.
When he came in the MRF Academy, he broke the headlines because of the fact that he could bowl 150 plus, but a couple of injuries, and in the next time when he was playing for India, it became to 120, 125. So you see how the Indian paces have been over the years. Zaheer Khan, Javagal Srinath, they have been legends in all their aspects, but their pace was 130, 135, 140 at their prime. Now with these crop of bowlers, these youngsters, it's 145 at minimum in the games. So it's very important to take care of them, nurture them, nourish them, while KKR is trying to get the scoreboard ticking, but they are just dealing in singles right now, as the score is 55 for 2 after 5.3 overs. What a crucial knock from Sunil Narayan. The fact that he gave 25 runs from 8 deliveries is because of which both Lin and then Rana can now pace their innings, because they have got the start they wanted, and now they can take their time, and that is what has happened in the last 3 overs. No boundaries in the last 3 overs, let me tell you. So how important was Sunil Narayan's 25 knock from 8 deliveries, that KKR still, despite no boundaries in the last 3 overs, are at 55 for 2 in 5.3 overs.
I think it's the same effect that Chris Gayle had yesterday's innings. We did see him get out for a total score of 116 for 106 when Punjab were cruising at one stage, and they lost his wicket, and they didn't have much of a batting lineup after that, but they still managed to go past a 160 on a Delhi wicket, which is quite bowling friendly. But a beautiful cover drive this time by Nitish Rana and Sandeep Sharma's over, and it races away to the fence, and that is just the class of Nitish Rana, and he has been in good form. And when a batsman is able to cover drive you using that front foot going right ahead of the crease, then it knows that a batsman is, we all know that a batsman is high in confidence. Good shot, 59 for 2 with that boundary. It was another slower delivery, but a good shot nonetheless. Rakesh Podar, Mo Saddam, Rohit Sansia saying that Narayan had done his work already. We all do agree with that. But another point that I would like to talk about when we talk about the fast bowling lineup of Team India is that they've broken all the myths of fast bowling. That earlier people used to say that if you have a heavy bulky body, if you have biceps of Kieran Pollard, then only you might be able to bowl at 150s, 145, those of Shoaib Akhtar's biceps then. But if you're fit enough, if you're lean enough, and if you have a really good what do you say, physique, exactly.
Well, I tend to disagree on this, on the point that people had earlier. In fact, it's the other way around. If you're tall, lanky, and if you're well maintained, then it helps you generate more pace. Yes, you need to have some muscle in your arms to be able to pull that ball or push that ball through, but at the same time, the more stronger that you are, the more robust you are, the difficult it is for you to maintain your body and
That's
stay
why
fit.
Shoaib Akhtar used to be more injured more
yes,
number of
yes,
times.
the more injury prone you become, and with that there's a misfield there, and that will result in another run, which will be a couple by the end of the over. So power play is done, 6 over gone, and Kolkata Knight Riders 61 at the loss of 2 wickets with Chris Lynn and Nitish Rana at the crease. Yes, coming back to the point that I was making, the leaner you are, the better you are, because that will help you being fit for a longer period. The more robust you are, the more heavy built you are, more injury prone, and especially because a fast bowler, a lot of it the back takes a lot of your beating. So it's important to be on the leaner side, and the good thing is for all these new young fast bowlers, they are on the leaner side and they know how to generate pace. So
Right.
positive signs for Indian cricket team.
Exactly, so that's why I say they're breaking all the myths of fast bowling over there, the Indian team. And it's quite surprisingly, it's the Pakistani bowlers who are struggling to keep it to 140s nowadays, be it Hassan Ali, Mohammad Amir. In fact, Mohammad Amir isn't even in the World Cup squad, but we hope that they come back to the best as well.
No, but one of the fast bowlers from Pakistan has been very impressive, is Shaheen
Shaheen
Afridi. Shaheen Shah Afridi is a tall guy, 6'3", I think, if I'm not wrong, or in fact he's taller than that, and the build that he has and the pace that he generates at a age of 19 is amazing.
Right.
It's how, I mean, for them it's very easy to get a fast bowler. You go walk through the streets and they get a fast bowler, but here you have to build one fast bowler, nurture him, and then make sure that he is injury prone. Meanwhile, Nadeem has been introduced into the attack as 6 overs have been completed, 2 dot deliveries as Chris Lynn pays him respect, playing it with a straight bat. Very important situation here for Kolkata Knight Riders and Lynn and Rana, because these two hold the key in the middle overs. If they stay together, if they help build a partnership, then the platform would be set for the likes of Andre Russell
Right.
and Rinku Singh to take away the game. Because Rinku Singh is playing his first game of this season, there will be added pressure on him, and Dinesh Karthik has only scored 111 runs from 8 innings. So it's important that these two carry on for Kolkata's perspective in the next 6-7 overs, while SRH would want another breakthrough so that they can wrap this inning up quickly.
Well, it's a big game for the Kolkata Knight Riders. 62 for the loss of 2 wickets after 6.3 overs. The two batsmen who have walked back to the hut is Sunil Narayan, who scored 25, and Shubman Gill, who scored 3. And now it's Chris Lynn, who's batting alongside Nitish Rana, the man in form. The score moves on to 63, and Nitish Rana just dabs it towards the mid-wicket, goes on the back foot and does that. Nadeem was introduced back to bowl his second over of the spell, and I think that's good captaincy, because he did go for 18 runs in the first over. Now that Narayan is not there, I think the sensible thing to do is that you introduce him back, and it's 63 for 2. Anjali Sharma is here with us. Huraj Kolcha supporting Kolkata Knight Riders. Indian Army lover asking us who's going to win. Well, we never know who's going to win. Wajid,
It's difficult to predict who's going to win, given how evenly balanced these two teams are. It's a 5th-6th competition right now, and let me remind you, they're in this situation this time because the other teams are playing well. These are the two teams. Sunrisers Hyderabad were the run-up in the last season's tournament, and Kolkata Knight Riders was the third place team. So if they are in this season at the 5th and 6th place, you can imagine how good the teams have been this season so far, and it becomes important for both of these teams because these are two vital points that they would want to earn from this game. 7 overs have been completed as Kolkata Knight Riders are 65 for 2, and the crucial time would be Rashid Khan's 4-over spell, because Andre Russell and Rashid Khan, that would make for a great face-off.
Absolutely, 65 for 2, and we just can't wait for Rashid Khan to come back and bowl his quick leg spins, if I would say. Reminds us of Anil Kumble, the way he bowls. And if you look at the previous game, the Sunrisers Hyderabad contested in against the Chennai Super Kings. Rashid Khan's over was quite crucial. He took 2 wickets in that one over, one of Kedar Jadhav, the other of Suresh Raina, and put Chennai Super Kings, the table toppers, on the back foot. So his over is going to be, his spell is going to be crucial. Khalid Memon asking us where is Rashid Khan. He's not been allowed to bowl yet, but he will be out there soon, and I'm pretty sure that he has been held back because of Anil Russell, but I think since the time is running out, we might be able to see him soon.
Just another couple of overs. I'm pretty sure that he will be introduced into the attack, because he is a wicket taker and you cannot keep him out of the game. He is someone who can dent the opposition and has dented the opposition in the IPL, has created a name for himself in the IPL and gone on to play in all the leagues around the world. So that impactful bowler won't be kept out for a long time. He will be into the attack soon, but the reason why Kane Williamson is not using him right now is because Kolkata Knight Riders have Andy Russell in the team and he would want to keep. Meanwhile, is there another wicket? Yes, it is. Seems as if Nitish Rana has nicked that one from Bhuvneshwar Kumar, and third wicket goes down for Kolkata Knight Riders. Trouble time for them as Rana makes the walk back to the pavilion after scoring 11. Bhuvneshwar Kumar generating some extra bounce from the pitch, and a simple catch, regulation catch for Johnny Bairstow. Kolkata Knight Riders faint edge. Yes, that is gone. That was a clear goner. 65 for 3. Nitish Rana departs. Kolkata Knight Riders are messing this up once again.
65 for 3, and it was an off-cutter bowled by Bhuvaneshwar Kumar. Once again, good captaincy this time by Kane Williamson. Introduced him to bowl the second over in the 8th over. So that was a really good move, and it paid off. Though Bhuvaneshwar Kumar might not be in his brilliant best, but he is a witty bowler, and that's how he managed to take the wickets, and that was a really good delivery by him. And it's Dinesh Karthik who's come up to bat with Chris Lynn. And do you think that's a good move, Sahil?
Yes, he is the captain. He needs to lead from the front. There's something that he has realized himself, that while I'm making the changes, while I'm asking people to sit, I myself can't continue playing in the same format, and it's very important for his point of view also, like a psychological boost for him to come into some sort of form before the World Cup, prove his point to the others that he can take the team out of difficult situations. He can bat at number 4, he can play the 4 number position for India. So personally, as well as on a global scale for the Indian team, it is important that Dinesh Karthik gets some runs for KKR as well as himself, gets the team to a better situation and leads from the front. He has just scored 111 runs, as I said, in the last 7 outings, and it is important because this is the stage where it's a make or a break kind of a situation. If another wicket goes down for KKR right now, it will be pretty soon over.
65 for 3, 7.1 overs have been bowled. Dinesh Karthik has walked into the crease. They still have Anil Russell and Rinku Singh waiting up in the ranks, but it's important for Team India and Kolkata Knight Riders' sake that Dinesh Karthik, the skipper of KKR, does quite well over here. He is a really good batsman, also regarded as one of the best finishers in today's time, but will he be able to finish off the innings in a positive note? We shall see. Chris Lynn is hanging in there. He's on 25 after facing 20 deliveries, and he's running out of partners, so it's important for Karthik to imply himself to the wicket. And though it is a batting friendly wicket, let's not forget, but there was a run out opportunity over there, and had it been a direct hit, I think Chris Lynn would have been a goner.
I think that's nerves. Lynn would have survived, but it was Dinesh Karthik who would have been a goner because he was running to the non-cycles end. He was running towards the danger end. And what's the need? That's the first delivery you've played. The team has just lost 3 wickets. Again, not using brains. Whenever I talk about Dinesh Karthik, I would say that he's one of the most sensible players. He's one of the most calm and composed players. But then how he has played this season is something is very shocking and surprising. He's just been too jittery and too nervous.
He's always been that way, but
yeah, he's been that way, but at least when he's batting, he's looked far more composed. This time around, he's been performing in a way where, he's confused himself as to what he's doing and what his role is. As Chris Lynn gets ready to face Bhuvneshwar Kumar's next delivery, fends it off for a dot ball. Kolkata Knight Riders are 45 in 3 overs, and in the next 4.3 overs, they've just scored 20 runs and lost 3 wickets. So how important Sunil Narine is at the top of the order, and how useful his contributions are, is something that this game is another prime example of.
And you could also see, even with those fall of wickets and the slow run rate, the projected score still says at 180. So I think that's because of this platform set by Sunil Narayan and Chris Lynn early on in the innings, and because of the departure of Sunil Narayan, Chris Lynn has to now slow down the run rate over here because he's running out of partners, like I said. Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, 1.3 overs have been bowled by him, 11 runs given, 1 wicket taken. Last 21 deliveries, 17 runs coming off from Kolkata's end. 68 for 3 now, 67 for 3 it is now after that single, just pulls it towards mid-wicket. Dinesh Karthik will now have the strike. 7.4 overs have been bowled. Good comeback by Sunrisers Hyderabad, and Rohit Sansia saying that this is a crucial match for both the teams. Whoever wins this match will have a major stake in the playoffs, and whoever loses this will have a lot of will have a big mountain to climb. But Titus Thomas is saying that our voice is cracking. I'll make sure that we'll get to the crux of it. And there have been reports that the voice is cracking, but we'll get back to it. But Dinesh Karthik now returns the favour by scoring a boundary towards the third man region. It was a good delivery bowled by Bhuvaneshwar Kumar. There was no
off cutter, I think,
and he just guides it past the slip cordon for a much needed boundary.
Yes, much needed boundary for both KKR and Dinesh Karthik, as that boundary has come after a span of 4.5 overs. So closely near about 30 deliveries that you haven't scored a boundary and you're still at 71 is the reason, because Sunil Narayan gave you a great start. The ball you can see is staying low, has a variable bounce. The first one that dismissed Nitish Rana bounced higher than it expected, and this one kept extremely low than expected. So there is variable bounce on the pitch. That's why it's important that they stick together for another at least 6-7 overs, build the platform for Rinku Singh and Andre Russell to take it from there, as 4 important overs, 4 crucial overs are going to be bowled by Rashid Khan. Those overs are going to be the game changing overs, as they will determine whether KKR will score 170, 180 or will they be restricted to a 140, 150 kind of a total, as Chris Lynn has also struggled with spinners, quality spinners.
Right, and Titus Thomas, we've got your message, so no problem over here. 71 for 3, 8 overs have been bowled. Chris Lynn is on 26 after facing 22 deliveries. Dinesh Karthik has just scored a boundary, and he has moved on to 5 after facing 3 deliveries. A partnership of 6 runs. Last 4 overs, just 22 runs coming, and 2 wickets have also been taken by Hyderabad. But if we talk about Rashid Khan, I know that he is going to be the danger man for Hyderabad. But if there is a player who knows how to negate the spin, I think Dinesh Karthik, because he relies on the lap shot, he plays the sweep quite often, and he might be able to navigate the runs when Rashid Khan comes on to bowl.
That's exactly why his role is very important in this team. He's not just the captain, but he's one of the best Indian batsmen in against the spin bowling. And if that was close, hit straight down the track, that had that hit the stumps, Dinesh Karthik would have been a goner in the follow through for Shahbaz Nadeem. He tried to deflect it on the stumps, but then it just missed by whiskers. So is that the luck that Karthik needs? Is that the fortune that he would want in his team and for himself to change the outcome of the game? We'll get to know in a while, and we'll see how he pans his innings. As I was saying, his role is very important because he plays the spinners very well. He has a wide array of shots with that's a close call. He's gone. Dinesh Karthik is run out. What a call there. Wasn't needed at all. Trying to sneak in a double. Just given away his wicket. He's thrown his wicket again. Wasn't required. Kolkata Knight Riders continue to struggle after a great start from Sunil Narayan, as they lose their skipper yet again just for 5 runs. Giving away his wicket there, Wali.
Exactly, and that is the problem with Dinesh Karthik. We all know that Kolkata Knight Riders have come in with a plan to take singles and doubles in this match, because that was clearly the problem against the Royal Challengers Bangalore. But do not take it to an extent if it costs your wicket, and this is the third time in the 4 deliveries that he had got the opportunity, and he's a clear goner. And
you've just survived a run out in the previous delivery. You've survived a run out before that, and that was the luck that we were talking about. But this is completely misusing your luck, because it shows that you're not serious about what you're doing. He's just thrown his wicket. He's not even in the frame. He's that far. He's put in a dive that's helped him come in the frame, but as far as the crease is concerned, he's still way out. Kolkata Knight Riders lose their 4th wicket at the score of 73, while they have taken a strategic timeout in 8.2 overs. After a great start from 45 from 3 overs, they are reeling for 73.4 in the 8.2 overs. We'll take a short break as the strategic timeout has been taken, and please, we'll join you. Till then, continue listening to Sports Flashes.
This is Sports Flashes Live. It's time for Indian T20 Showdown. Stay tuned to Sports Flashes. You are listening to Sports Flashes Live.
Dhoni finishes off in style. A magnificent strike into the crowd. India lift the World Cup. Pulls it back. Here's Ronaldo for the hat-trick. And Cristiano Ronaldo does it again.
Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. You are tuned into Sports Flashes Radio.
And what a performance by the number 3 seed, Saina Nehwal, who tomorrow will contest a third All-England semi-final.
Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel.
Sports Flashes.
This is Sports Flashes Live.
The flying Finn from Helsinki is on his last lap. Looking magnificently good for his 20th World Championship win.
Download Sports Flashes app or visit www.sportsflashes.com. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel.
Sports Flashes.
You are listening to Sports Flashes Live. Download Sports Flashes app or visit www.sportsflashes.com. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. This is Sports Flashes Live. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. Sports Flashes, everything about sports.
Welcome back to Sports Flashes. The first time out is done and dusted, and so are KKR's hopes, with the captain walking back to the pavilion, not just giving his wicket away, but putting his team in a situation where they shouldn't have been. 73 for 4 after 8.3 overs, and with me in the commentary is Paritosh Joshi now. Paritosh, before I welcome you, let me tell you that Kolkata were cruising at 42 for no loss in 3 overs, and now they find themselves 74 for 4 with 4 of their top order back in the hut. What do you think of the start and the following batsmen, what they have done?
Well, firstly, good evening to all our listeners. And about that, I was watching the match constantly if I was not in the commentary box. And now, as things stand, Kolkata Knight Riders are in a jiffy here, because the dismissal of 4 consecutive wickets has certainly dented their hopes of a big total. They were going very, very strong after the initial start by their openers, Chris Lynn and Sunil Narayan. Your calls were answered. A decent start was there, but certainly Kolkata Knight Riders missed the plot in the middle overs, and fantastic bowling changes by the other captain, Kane Williamson, on that occasion. And you can only see and contemplate what went wrong. There was lapses in concentration and constant mistakes being made by the batsman. The last wicket, that is the captain Dinesh Karthik's, the double wasn't needed. Only 1 run was enough, and they went for it and lost a wicket in the process. You don't need to say that the hopes are gone. Still Andre Russell in the dugout, and
yes, but as Tenzin is also pointing out the same thing, he's also a KKR fan, that if they continue to play this way irresponsibly, they should always lose. They cannot depend on Andre Russell always, and I completely agree. He's a player, he's a person, he's a man after all, even though he has superhuman powers. But then you can't expect a person to help the team win always. There are other 10 people in the team, and I don't know why or when they will take the responsibility. As for Krish Sormare, who has joined us from Maharashtra, will give you a feedback as to what has happened. Kolkata Knight Riders are 75 for 4 as 9 overs have been completed, and the danger man for KKR, for SRH, the best bowler Rashid Khan has been introduced into the attack. Chris Lynn is at the crease with 27 from 25. Sunil Narayan was the first to go from scoring 25 from 8 deliveries. Then Shubman Gill followed with 3 runs to his name from 4 deliveries. Nitish Rana, last game's major contributor, just scored 11 from 11, and the last wicket that fell was Dinesh Karthik. He scored 6 from 4 and actually run himself out from a double that wasn't needed. At the moment, Rinku Singh is at the crease, who's playing his first IPL game this season with Chris Lynn, who's on 29 with 27. Rashid Khan has been introduced into the attack, and major 4 overs from him, game-changing 4 overs, Paritosh.
Well, certainly, even after the loss of 4 wickets, they'll be now in utter chaos now seeing Rashid Khan bowling from the other end, because he wasn't even introduced in the first place by Kane Williamson, and still Kolkata are already 4 wickets down. That is certainly a point to be noted for the KKR fans, and something to worry about for them as well in the dugout. Meanwhile, Rinku Singh has opened his account. From the 2 balls he's played, he has scored 1. He's taken a single, and now he'll be facing the next delivery of Rashid Khan after Chris Lynn took a single on the previous ball. So 4th ball of the over, Rinku Singh drives it, and it'll result in an easy single. They need to rotate the strike, these two, and certainly they would want to build on a partnership from here.
Yes, the next 5 overs are very crucial for KKR and these 2 batsmen out in the middle, as they would want a strong foundation, strong building partnership, so that Andre Russell can make the most in the last 5 overs. While Rinku Singh has been included in the team in place of Robin Uthappa. He has had an exceptional domestic season, has been performing really well for Uttar Pradesh in the county, but now is the time when he needs to prove his inclusion. He has been given an opportunity in place of Robin Uthappa, who's been a major run scorer for Kolkata Knight Riders in the previous season. But this role, this position that he's batting at, is somewhere where Rinku Singh would be comfortable, as he's a middle order batsman. As Rashid Khan, that was a wrong one from Rashid Khan. Rinku Singh wasn't able to read that one, and that could have resulted in another wicket. However, Rinku Singh survives, and so does Chris Lynn for now, and the score moves on to 80 for the loss of 4 wickets at the end of 10 overs. In terms of the net run strike rate, they are going at 8 runs per over, which is fine, and all of that credit goes to Sunil Narayan. But after that, what has happened is just they fell like a pack of cards.
Well, certainly they have fell like a castle of cards, and they'll have to blame themselves from this point, because they were given a strong start by their openers, and they have spilled the beans here in front of SRH bowling. SRH are a very strong bowling side, and you need to be cautious. As soon as Khalil Ahmed got the 2 wickets, they certainly ripped this batting middle order apart. Now a lot of it depends on Rinku Singh and the star Kolkata Knight Riders player Andre Russell, how they fare. Chris Lynn needs to be a little responsible here, and a very good delivery from Nadeem here as he tricks Lynn. And Lynn has been known to be weak in the spin section, and that will certainly be exploited by these bowlers in this match. Talking about Rinku Singh, the 21-year-old lad from Uttar Pradesh has been playing for UP Under-16 team and has been performing very well in the domestic circuit. In the IPL, he was there. He has played 4 matches, 4 innings. He's played 29 runs only for him, but in the domestic circuit, he's been quite handy. He bats he's a left-handed batsman, and he also bowls a little bit of off break from his right arm. So yes, an ambidextrous player here, because he is a left-handed batsman and a right-handed bowler. And much like the legendary Yuvraj Singh of Indian squad. He was
Suresh Raina, you mean, for CSK. Yes, Rinku Singh is known to bowl off spinners as well, but what he's in the team for is his batting, and KKRs definitely need him and Chris Lynn to stay at the pitch for a longer period. Chris Lynn, who has an aggressive style of play, is known for attacking the ball, but given how the situation is and how the team has fared so far, losing wickets after one wicket after the other, his role is completely different now. his job would be to stay till the end as far as possible, because they were in a similar kind of a situation when Chris Lynn played an exceptional knock against Chennai Super Kings. But as soon as his wicket fell, Andrew Russell failed in that game, and they managed only 30 runs in the last 6 overs, because of which there's another confusion in the middle out there. Whoa, that could have been another run out. How close was that had Vijay Shankar thrown the ball? What's happening there? Miscommunication?
They certainly need to get their situation on point, because if this continues, Vijay Shankar could have easily thrown that back, and that could have been resulted in a run out there for SRH. But in this case, he wasn't able to grab the ball in time, and Chris Lynn now is looking a little bit shaky against a spin, and David Warner collects. That is the end of the 11th over. 85 on 4 now for him, now for the KKR side. And talking about the KKR side, what do you expect out of Rinku Singh in this match?
I'll just talk about Rinku Singh. I'm just going to make a point before that. 42 for no loss in 3 overs, 85 for 4 in the next 7. 40 runs coming in the next 7 overs and losing 4 wickets. This has been a story for KKR where they have lost the plot completely, irrespective. Either they do this in the beginning where they leave nothing in the end, like what happened in the last game, extra pressure on the likes of Andre Russell, or they do it when the openers perform, they do it in the middle. So if one player is performing, in today's game they have made those changes as well, and a lot is expected from Rinku Singh because he needs to put that solidarity in. But as a captain, Dinesh Karthik, he's just scored 117 runs this season so far out of the 8 innings. So how big that is a pressure psychologically, and the fact that your team is not doing well in terms of the records. It's the first time in 5 years that you've gone on to lose 3 consecutive matches, which is now 4, and might as well be another one if they continue to play in the same fashion.
Well, certainly that could result in another loss for KKR if they are not able to win it from here. And as we speak, Sandeep is brought back by Kane Williamson. He has already bowled 2 overs. He bowled fantastically for them, and now Chris Lynn would be targeting this bowler because he is quite confident against the pace, but Sandeep is a very smart bowler and he bowls a very good line and lengths. For KKR, they need a partnership from here because one more wicket will certainly add a lot of pressure for the incoming Andre Russell, and we have seen that Andre Russell can do a bit of damage, but he cannot do all the damage for your side time and again. As for SRH, there are similar things we have seen in the past. As soon as their openers fail, their middle order just collapses.
But how good their openers have been. It's a rare occurrence that these two fail, with David Warner scoring 450 plus, comfortably sitting at the top of the position in terms of leading the run scorer with the orange cap, not because of this team's color orange, but because of the prowess that he has. Meanwhile, a welcome boundary for Kolkata Knight Riders and Chris Lynn, as it's a short delivery from Sandeep Sharma, which has been pulled away with fierce power. Lynn, who moves on to 40, is not playing his natural game. His natural game is to attack, score freely, make the runs on the board and get out when his job is done. I mean, when he's trying to attack. But then right now the situation demands a completely different role from him, as it is important for KKR, for his sake and KKR's sake, that he stays at the crease for the next 5 overs and not let any more wickets go by. Full delivery on the pads, which has been flicked for a single. The score moves on to 92 at the loss of 4 wickets. Rinku Singh at the crease with 4 runs to his name from 6 deliveries, while Chris Lynn is trying to piece this innings together with 41 from 36.
Well, from here on, Chris Lynn would like to score at least 20-30 runs for his side as he builds on for major
share runs. Yes, he is at 41 right now, as Paritosh is pointing out, and for KKR's sake and his sake, he will want not just 20-30 runs but at least 40-50 runs, because that's what you want to do when you're playing.
That is for your sake, Sahil, and every KKR fan's sake, not for his sake, because he is doing his job quite well at the moment. He has been at the pitch from the first ball and is surviving brilliantly. He has taken up more of a responsible role now as opposite to his usual self. But this is the need of the hour, and KKR needs him out there for as long as they can. Coming to our chat box, Harendra Singh Yadav is there with us, and he's asking who'll win. We can't really say because not even the first innings have come to an end here. Gursevak Singh also says hi. Well, hello Gursevak, and Harindra Yadav is asking about Hyderabad. Well, Hyderabad have the home advantage and they have been very good at their home. They certainly will have an upper hand going forward in the game. But if Andre Russell plays another banger today, you never know. KKR would like to deal in this match pretty heavily. Amit Dubey says Lin, if Lin gets out, it's very difficult for him. And what a blinder here! Oh my word! Rinku Singh has been dropped right near the boundary, and that will result in a 6 for SRH. As Nadeem, where will he hide now?
A simple catch at the boundary being spilled by Nadeem as Rinku Singh tried to pull a short delivery. Nadeem had it in his palms actually, and then he spilled it and helped KKR's cause, giving 6 runs, whereas it should have been a simple wicket. It was not required. That shot was not required because you're going comfortably. Losing another wicket would mean a lot. Fortune favors the brave. Change of fortunes for Rinku Singh and KKR as he gets 6 in return, and he's trying to take another single, quick one, and he manages to. KKR at the end of 12 overs are 99 at the loss of 4 wickets, while Amit says that I hope that Chris Lynn gets out because he's not in his Dream 11 team. Well, for KKR's sake, he's the last batsman batting, so if he gets out, there won't be any runs for them. Well, Paitosh, do you have your Dream 11 team? Have you been picking any of these players?
Well, I don't play Dream 11 quite often, but if I would have played in this particular match, I would certainly put my money on David Warner and Johnny Bairstow, because these two batsmen are very, very dangerous for the SRH side. Given the middle order, Andre Russell would be everyone's favourite in the Dream 11. And leaving Dream 11 aside, coming to our chit-chat box, Tushar is also with us, so is Rohit, and he's expecting quadruple of 6s from Russell. Well, we'll have to wait and see.
6 sixes.
Well, we'll have to wait and see if Russell arrives. What will he do? Navneet Yadav is asking that whether KKR will score 200 plus. Well, if Russell plays a massive innings and Lynn takes off, you never know, but at this moment it's looking quite unlikely that 200 plus score, especially in this wicket.
Yes, this wicket is known to grip for spinners. It has variable bounce, and a 200 plus score obviously will do a world of good for Kolkata Knight Riders if that happens.
But it's a far-fetched possibility right now.
Yes, exactly. It's a far-fetched possibility because the power score is at about 150, 155, 160, and the same would be expected. About 170, 180 would be a fighting total. But for that as well, they will need to score about 80 runs in the last 8 overs. And with Rashid Khan's 3 overs, it's going to be really difficult. And the batting power also for Kolkata Knight Rider is just that these last 2 batsmen are in and they have Russell. After that, it's your bowling all-rounders in the form of Piyush Chawla and your pacer Harry Gurney and Prithviraj Yara. So it's a difficult ask for the batsmen to come in, but let's see what happens. 200, however, seems difficult. Meanwhile,
very close here. Third umpire has been asked to review this one, and a brilliant piece of wicket keeping there by Johnny Bairstow. Will that result in a wicket? And if it does, in will come the man, the myth, the legend, Andre Russell. But will he do the damage today? That's the question.
Let's keep Andre Russell in the dugout for now, because in terms of the body language, it seems that it was a close call, but seems like Rinku has made it in, and KKR won't have to lose another wicket as they've already lost 4 back-to-back wickets. So from the naked eye, it looks like as he made it, but when close calls are like these are in question, you can never actually say yes, he's comfortably in.
Well, he's very much in the line, and that's why he was confident. But quick reflexes there from Johnny Bairstow, and a close call for Rinku Singh, because he would not want to go back into the pavilion at this point. That will be very damaging to the hopes of KKR so as to win this game, because if he goes back, Andre Russell would come in, and later after that there would be no one to save them in the later overs. Rinku Singh will now have to deal very responsibly here after being very closely being targeted by Rashid Khan, and
the score moves on to 100 with that single from Rinku Singh. KKR now 100 for 4 in 12.4 overs. A lot depends on Lin as well as Linku, who are now facing Rashid Khan and trying to set a platform. The first 50 came in 26 deliveries, and for the next 50 it has taken 51 deliveries. So what is that Narayan provides you in a team is completely shown there. In the first 26 deliveries you have your first 50, Paritosh, and the next 51 deliveries, because of the loss of 4 wickets back to back, it takes you to get another 50.
Well, certainly because of the wickets that have gone down, it certainly has restricted their acceleration in terms of the run rate and the strike rate. For Rinku Singh, another single there and double and quick runs there from the duo as they look to add on to the target. Chris Lynn is certainly struggling with his pads or something like that, and now KKR are looking for at least a target of 150 from here, because they have the likes of and Russell in their side, and if they go anywhere lesser than that, then that'll certainly be very, very difficult for the KKR bowlers to defend that. After 13 overs, it's 103 and 4 wickets have gone back to the pavilion for their sake. Dinesh Karthik being the most silly one in my thinking, because that was not needed. The double he tried to take, only a single would have done enough for them, but certainly he felt that he can take the double, and for the sake of SRH, they were easily able to run him out by a mile. So as things stand, Chris Lynn is on 42 after playing 37 balls. Rinku Singh is on 14 for 14 runner ball for him, and he has also scored a 6. Well, that was not a 6 because Nadeem on the boundary completely miscued an easy catch. Chris Lynn is now on strike, and he'll be facing Khalil Ahmed, who was fantastic for them initially.
Yes, Chris Lynn is on strike, and a lot of hopes rest on Chris Lynn as Khalil Ahmed starts his third over with a wide. And I don't understand what's the need to run crazily like Rinku Singh is doing. I mean, the ball is in the hands of the keeper. Yes, it's just a few inches away, but you're trying to run a bye. It's not the last over. There are 7 overs, and you need to put a value on your wicket. Exactly what you were referring to, that Dinesh Karthik has given away his wicket. There were no 2 runs in that shot that he played, but after that he had, I don't know what frame of mind he was thinking. He thought that he can make those 2 runs count, and what actually happened was another loss of wicket. Hemant is saying in our chat room that SRH will win. Titus Thomas is suggesting that I suggest that Russell should open the innings with Sunil Narayan so that they can see 6s in the power play, as Khalil Ahmed bowls another wide delivery, wide outside off stump, and this one's going to be an extra run for KKR. After 13 overs, KKR are 105 for 4 with Chris Lynn and Rinku Singh at the crease. Russell is the best player according to Navneet. Well, Navneet, Titus, in your opinion, if Russell and Narayan open, well, that's just too much of an ask, because you have one Caribbean batsman going hammer and tongs. Russell has a different role as Nadeem, as Khalil bowls another wide full length, but this time Lynn tries to play a cut shot, manages to drive it somehow from that weird cut shot that he was playing for a single. Rinku Singh at the crease now with 14 to his name, as Kolkata are 106 for 4 in 13.1.
Well, positive signs here for KKR, because there's certainly pressure on Khalil Ahmed in this over. He has taken 2 wickets initially. In 2 overs, he was taken for 22 runs, and they would want at least 10-15 runs from this over and build on in the next 2 overs for players like Andre Russell to come in and smash the ball hard.
Yes, I think to add to that point, Paritosh, I would just want to interrupt on that if they can score about 125 in the 15 overs and then set a platform for Andre Russell in the next 5, that would be really good, because at least 160, 170 is par at this pitch, and it's something that you need. It's a slow pitch, but then the batting that they have, Johnny Bairstow, David Warner, and the kind of bowling that Kolkata has had in the season, they have picked up the least number of wickets. They have only 36 wickets from 9 games. Can you imagine how bad their bowling has been with just picking 4 wickets, because they've bowled on conditions which are favourable for batsmen? But having said that, that's no excuse. They would want at least 180 on the board so that their bowlers have something to defend at. While Khalil Ahmed runs into Chris Lynn. Chris Lynn plays that one towards the cover region for another single. So
they are constantly trying for the cover region. I'm not getting the point, because they clearly can see that Rashid Khan is guarding the cover region boundary, and time and again for the 3 shots that we have seen, the ball has been smashed in the similar area. I'm not quite understanding this strategy by the KKR batsmen. Talking about their bowling lineup, they haven't been very lucky in that department, because last time around Nagar Koti was injured and Shivam Mavi played for them in the IPL, and he was quite good for them. And this time around Nagar Koti was injured, also was Shivam Mavi. And here, what are we seeing? Rinku Singh completely miscued the ball, and hit it 2-3 times with an awkward touch. Very, very different from the usual composed batsman that we are seeing in the IPL.
Well, the good thing for Rinku Singh and Robin for Kolkata Knight Riders is, unlike Robin Uthappa's knock of 9 from 20 deliveries, he's 15 from 16 deliveries.
At least run a ball.
So at least run a ball. Some positive signs there if you're a KKR fan for the future. But in the present, the team is struggling. The team is struggling to get the runs on the board against a mighty SRH bowling attack, who are very strong, not just with their bowling but the batsmen as well. The thing to think about for SRH would be that this will be Johnny Bairstow's last game before he's called back to England. So how important it would be for Johnny Bairstow and SRH's point of view that he makes it count.
Well, certainly they would want, and every IPL franchise knew before the start of the IPL that they would not be having the services of their foreign bowlers and batsmen for the whole tournament. And still they went with a combination. Well, they cannot hide their players when they are paying for the services, and that is one question that is on the minds of everyone. Although for every KKR player, it's very, very difficult here, because Chris Lynn has been scoring the runs at a very, very slow pace. Also, the pace of Rinku Singh is just near run a ball, and worrying signs here for KKR fans as 14 overs now come to an end. 109 for 4 the score on board as Chris Lynn and Rinku Singh bat on. The next batsman in will surely be Andre Russell, but will they be able to score some runs in the 15th over? Well, that's something every KKR fan must be questioning, because these two batsmen need to put some runs on the board and not leave it too late for the flamboyant Caribbean. And as far as the bowling goes, well, we were talking about the bowling of KKR. KKR have been very unlucky in that department. They also released their Mitchell Starc from their bowling lineup, and that hasn't certainly helped their cause, because he is one of the prime bowlers in the world cricket. But his injury problems have certainly been not very in favor of the KKR side.
Yes, Paritosh, they have been a team which has been struck by injuries season after season. Last season, when they have the source of Mitchell Starc, he was injured and ruled out even before the tournament started. And this season also, Shivam Mavi and Naga Koti have been injured. Meanwhile, Bhuvneshwar Kumar has been brought back into the attack, and it's a short ball from Kumar which has been smashed by Rinku Singh. Much needed boundary for KKR and Rinku Singh as the team score moves on to 113 for 4. It was a slow off cutter from Bhuvneshwar Kumar and a very good back foot punch from Rinku Singh.
Well, fantastic there from Rinku Singh, but I'm not quite understanding this strategy. They were letting go of players like Sandeep and Khalil Ahmed, and now they're targeting Bhuvneshwar Kumar, who's a strike bowler. Andre Russell is in the dugout, and his arms are wrapped. Yes, because he has been facing some injury issues, and that is not positive signs for any KKR fan.
Yes, the man has been battered, broken, bruised, and still yet again, game after game, he's put his hand up and turned up for the team, for the Knights in purple and gold. But a lot of dependency on Andre Russell. We have been continuously talking about how we are over dependent, and how actually it's not a team playing right now, it's just Andre Russell playing. If you talk about from my point of view, I would say that, because he's the highest wicket taker for the team as well as the highest run scorer, so it becomes important for others to pitch in, score runs, while Bhuvneshwar Kumar has made a great comeback after conceding a 4 on the first delivery, has bowled 2 good deliveries and restricting Kolkata Knight Riders to 113 for 4 in 14.3 overs. I think the time is now set for Andre Russell to come and play his innings, because 2 overs of Rashid Khan and 113, I would say about 120 in the 15 over, you would want at least 170, 180 on the board, given how weak your bowling attack is. Something for a room or space in terms of how they can cope up. A short delivery from Bhuvneshwar Kumar has been pulled by Rinku Singh for a single. Chris Lynn, there's added pressure on Chris Lynn as he's played not a natural innings but an innings of sense, and playing the anchor role.
They certainly now need to accelerate, because it's the time has now come. They can't always stay back, because you'll leave it too late, and it'll be you don't need to be sorry after the innings. You need to strike when the innings are ongoing, and they certainly need to accelerate at this point. For them, as things are looking pretty evenly poised between these two sides, but the arrival of Andre Russell.
He's waiting in the dugout. He's pensive. He's looking how the game is going. He just wants to be out in the middle. And in the press conference also in the last game, you could see the dejection on his face. You could see how disappointed he was when he came out and said the first thing that he said was, I need to bat up the order. When I play for a franchisee, when I play for a team, I give my heart and soul, and it is upsetting to see when you lose. We could have won the game in just 2 balls. That's what he said. So when you think in that kind of a frame of mind, where you know that in 10 balls you can get, in 2 balls you can get 10 runs, then it's definitely a miss from KKR management not using the services of Russell ahead of those who've just been kind of playing a knock that I think is trying to cement a place for themselves. As 15 overs come to an end, Kolkata Knight Riders are 116 for 4, and Rinku Singh is in the middle with Chris Lynn. While 5 overs left, 2 of them would be bowled by Rashid Khan Shirley, and strategic timeout has been taken. So stay tuned at Sports Flashes while we'll take a short break in a while. We'll just give you a roundup before we take the short break. Kolkata Knight Riders are 116 for 4. Chris Lynn is at the crease with 45 from 41 deliveries, along with Rinku Singh, who's playing run a ball 21 from 21 deliveries. Sunil Narayan was the first man to be dismissed after scoring 25 from 8 deliveries. Shubman Gill followed soon with 3 from 4. Nitish Rana made 11 from 11, and Dinesh Karthik ran himself out. I won't say the other opposition ran him out. He ran himself out after scoring 6. We'll take a quick short break. Stay tuned to Sports Flashes as the last 5 overs of the first innings. We'll be right back.
This is Sports Flashes live.
Sports Flashes.
It's time for Indian T20 Showdown. Stay tuned to Sports Flashes.
Sports Flashes.
One station filled with full football fever.
Thinks about the shot, will go for it, and will plant an absolute cracker into the corner to put the icing on what is a very sweet tasting cake for Manchester City.
And you are just one click away.
Sergio Aguero. Oh, that's vicious! Unstoppable!
Download Sports Flashes app or visit www.sportsflashes.com. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel.
Sports Flashes.
You are listening to Sports Flashes live.
Dhoni finishes off in style. A magnificent strike into the crowd. India lift the World Cup. Pulls it back. Here's Ronaldo for the hat-trick. And Cristiano Ronaldo does it again.
Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel.
Sports Flashes.
You are tuned into Sports Flashes Radio.
And what a performance by the number 3 seed, Saina Nehwal, who tomorrow will contest a third All-England semi-final.
Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel.
Sports Flashes.
This is Sports Flashes live.
The flying Finn from Helsinki is on his last lap, looking magnificently good for his 20th World Championship win.
Download Sports Flashes app or visit www.sportsflashes.com. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel.
Sports Flashes.
Welcome back to Sports Flashes. Last 5 overs left in the game between KKR and SRH, and with me there's a change in commentary. Paritosh has walked out for a break and Wally has joined. Wally, welcome. Last 5 overs, much needed runs. That was a close call. That could have been a run out. What were they doing there?
That was an easy 2, and why was it supposed to be so hard by Chris Lynn? I think he wasn't anticipating that Rinku Singh would call for 2, and you could see that the first one, Yes, the first wasn't taken in quick manner, or he's just not athletic enough, Chris Lynn. But yes, 2 runs taken nonetheless.
Maybe it's the heat that's getting to him, and maybe the dehydration. Had that been a direct hit, had that even been collected by Sandeep Sharma, that would have been another wicket, another run out. We've already seen one person running himself out without any cause, and that could have been another one. As the last 5 overs start, that's a full delivery from Rinku Singh. That's been hit for a 6. What a shot from Rinku Singh. He is changing the tide of this game, and a much needed inclusion in the team, in the middle order, in place of Robin Uthappa. Something that he would say to the selectors, why didn't you pick me earlier?
And that's one difficult shot to play. It was a low full toss, and you have just smashed that over the long on boundary for an 80-meter 6. So what a shot, Rinku Singh making his presence felt, and Sahil is making his presence felt in the chit-chat box here. What a shot that was. 30 of 24 deliveries, 1 6, in fact 2 sixes, one of which was a drop catch, but he is making the most of it. 1 boundary as well. And Chris Lynn on the other end, he's battling in quite strong. He went in there to open the innings. He's still there till the 16th over, and it's quite crucial that he stays there until the very end.
Yes, sensibly. He's been batting very sensibly. He has been the more calm and composed person in terms of the team, and the ball has been lost. I think that wasn't that long a 6. It was just a small 6, but the ball is being lost. So
it was an 80-meter 6.
Yeah, so someone in the crowd doesn't want to give the ball back, and the new ball is being replaced. But yeah, talking about Chris Lynn, he has had a strong head on his shoulder. He has realized the fact that I need to pay I need to put a value to my wicket and not just throw away. Unlike other senior Indian batsmen in the team who've just run themselves out. That's a slower ball from... That's gone! A slower ball from Sandeep Sharma. Rinku Singh tried to pull it, and a great catch from Rashid Khan. You can't keep this man out of the contention. He has taken a great catch and given the much needed break to SRH as Rinku Singh departs after a 6 with 30 from 25 deliveries.
What a catch that was, but a good innings nevertheless by Rinku Singh. He scored 30. He's done his job, I feel, and his presence has deeply been felt by Kolkata Knight Riders. But what a catch taken by Rashid Khan in not one of the most comfortable manners, but he still managed to grasp that with utmost ease, and he is the complete cricketer if you ask me. And it's
the 3-dimensional cricketer, you want to say?
You don't even need to wear 3D glasses for him.
Because it's that apparent when he's on the field. He can pitch in with runouts, he can take brilliant blinders like he just did this one, and he can obviously bowl. He can also bat. I can tell you, if SRH
helicopter shots,
if SRH intend to use someone up the order just like KKR used Sunil Narayan, Rashid Khan is the man to do.
And it's a 124 for 5. The good news for SRH fans is that Rashid Khan has 2 overs remaining. The good news for Kolkata Knight Riders is that Andre Russell will come to bat. So the setup is here, the setup is there, and it's going to be one hell of a contest between 2 great cricketers, Andre Russell versus Rashid Khan.
It's very evenly balanced. In the next 4 overs, whoever keeps his calm, whoever is able to make an impact, the game is for the taking. Those 2 points depend in these 4 overs. 4.3 overs left, 27 deliveries. How much can KKR score? How many can SRH save is what will decide who will take these 2 points home, because SRH have a formidable batting lineup in the top 3 order when you talk about Johnny Bairstow, David Warner, and while I'm talking about that, Andre Russell is in the crease. So there's a lot that one can expect, and as a KKR fan, one would want him to perform the way he has been as he blocks that one. Something not so familiar, but a defense from Andy Russell, the first delivery.
And he has 5 overs in his kitty, and that's the good news for Kolkata Knight Riders. Enough number of balls for Kolkata to make them reach a target of 190 or 200. And Navneet Yadav is saying that Kolkata will score 150. I think it'll be more than that. Tenzing saying that without Russell, KKR won't cross 140. We all do agree with that. Islamuddin saying 180. Amit Dubey saying 170. Good. And Tenzing here with us saying that the run rate will jump. But there was a individual who was asking our names. Well, it's Sahil and Wali Siddiqui here. Titus Thomas saying that the contest between Russell and Rashid will be amazing. We all do agree with that. But Andre Russell finally takes a single away, goes on the back foot, and now the score moves on to 125 for 5.
Yes, the platform is set for Andre Russell, the Russell muscle, to come in and get going with what he has been doing so well. 15.5 overs have been bowled. KKR at 125 for 5. Last 4 overs. It is very important in the previous day game against Chennai Super Kings. Andre Russell failed to deliver once. Once in the tournament he failed, and the team only scored 30 odd runs in the last 6. So these last 4 overs are very important. Even if they score at a rate of 10, from this point of view, they would get about 165, which is a power score. In KKR's perspective, they would want at least 180, 185 if they want to win this game, as Sandeep bowls the last delivery. It's a full length delivery in the block hole. Lin takes a single from it. A slow start, a slow innings from Lin, but given the situation what KKR was in, I think it's a very good, very mature innings from him. He has held the innings together, and he needs to do the same till the end of the innings, because Russell from the other end will have a clear go that he will be going against them. So Lin needs to play throughout, even if he's taking a single till the very last over. From KKR's perspective, he needs to stay there, because after this it's just Piyush Chawla and Harry Gurney, who I can think of who can bat.
And he needs to take a note out of Steve Smith and Shreyas Iyer's book. What they did yesterday, they did score a 50. They did consume 40 odd deliveries, but they did manage to cross the line with their teams. And it's important for Chris Lynn to stay there till the very end. And Andre Russell, well, we all know who it's going to be from the other end bowling their third over. It's definitely going to be Rashid Khan, even though the cameras are not on him, but we're quite sure, and that is going to be an interesting contest, because the swagger with which both the players, in fact it's not Rashid Khan, it's anticlimactic over here.
Not really. He's saving Rashid Khan's over for the 18th and the 20th. He'll want them to bowl the second last and the penultimate and the last over, the 18th and the 20th. But that's why he's used Khalil Ahmed. Khalil Ahmed has also bowled exceptionally well. He picked up the 2 wickets. He's just given away 27 runs from 2 deliveries, and with that, Russell is on the strike now, as Khalil Ahmed will bowl his 4th over, second delivery of his 4th over. 127 for 5. Kolkata Knight Riders in 16.1 overs. Chris Lynn is at 47 from 43. A runner ball knock, but a very crucial knock, as we've been saying, given the conditions that he was batting in, given how the others along with him batted. Russell has just come to the crease. He's on a single from 2 deliveries as Khalil charges in.
127 for 5, a good delivery. Will that be a wide or not? I don't think that was a wide, but Pai just gives that a wide.
The angle took it away because he's a left armour, and he tried to move away from Russell, and obviously you wouldn't want to be in his arc. You don't want to be smacked out of the park. Look at the 6s that Russell has hit so far. It's everywhere. I mean, we're just trying to comprehend where is that he hasn't struck a 6, but it's behind the wicket, it's deep mid wicket, long off, long on, extra cover. It's covered every year. Meanwhile, that's a full delivery on the legs, and that's gone, that's been flicked, but there is Rashid Khan. Is he fielding everywhere? Wherever the ball goes, I'm just seeing Rashid Khan everywhere.
That's a good field setup, because let me remind you, Rashid Khan is the best fielder for Sunrise Hyderabad, along with Kane Williamson and Vijay Shankar as well, and they are bowling according to the field, and you could see wherever they're bowling, it's going to Rashid Khan. So a good plan by Kane Williamson and well executed by Khalil Ahmed. 2 overs, 29 runs given in 3.2 overs, and wonderful bowling, I have to say. And the way he was taken apart by Sunil Narayan in the first 3 deliveries, and the way he's come back ever since being struck for 4s and 6s in those first 3 deliveries is quite remarkable. And another brilliantly executed slower delivery, and you could just see that was a good ball. 129 for 5 after 16.3 overs. Lynn is on 47, and 3 good deliveries by Khalil Ahmed, just 2 runs coming off of it, or 3, there was a wide as well.
Yes, for KKR's perspective, if you want 2 batsmen in the last 4 overs, it definitely will be Chris Lynn and Andre Russell any day, every given time. So that's the opportunity. I think this is the first time that these 2 are batting together with each other, and that's why they don't know what to do, because they have only one-dimensional game. Meanwhile, that's an off ball, wide outside off stump, that's been cut. Is it going to reach the boundary? Yes, it does. Bhuvneshwar Kumar jogging, trying to cover the distance, but it just has enough legs as the ball reaches the fence. And with that, Chris Lynn has scored another half century in this season. A 51 from 45 delivery and 133 up on the board for Kolkata Knight Riders. 16.4 overs. Let's just hope from KKR's perspective, in the last 3 overs there are a lot of fireworks, so that there's some kind of a pressure on formidable David Warner and Johnny Bairstow and Kane Williamson, the likes of Kane Williamson, when they come out to chase on a pitch that is doing pretty good as compared to what we expected for it to do.
And it was another off cut if you look at it, but it was way outside the off stump. Chris Lynn only needed to get a connection. He got the healthy edge, and it went over the fielder, and another brilliant off cutter on that line. So he isn't getting faced, Khalil Ahmed, by the range of shots that Chris Lynn has at his armory, and comes back with another off cutter. And that's not it. He's also bowled at a pace of 145, 146, so he can do that as well. And he's being a real value addition for the Sunrise Hyderabad and Kane Williamson. 133 for 5 after 16.5 overs. Kannada Gamer is saying that Hyderabad will not win, I guess. Navneet Yadav saying that 160 will be the final score of Kolkata Knight Riders. Well, Navneet, if these two batsmen continue to bat on for Sunrisers, for Kolkata Knight Riders, then it will be way beyond 170.
And that's dismissed. That's gone. Chris Lynn tries to hoik that one. Khalil takes up another wicket, and what ground fielding from SRH. We have seen a brilliant catch from Rashid Khan in the last over, and a brilliant catch this time. A stunner from Kane Williamson to dismiss Chris Lynn. Good news for SRH that dangerous Chris Lynn is out as Khalil bowls yet another off cutter wide outside off stump. Chris Lynn anticipated that this would be bowled, but tried to play it on the wrong line, and what a catch from Kane Williamson. Big blow for Kolkata Knight Riders as he just plucked that one out from nowhere.
And he had a lot of ground to cover, did Kane Williamson, but a good catch taken by the skipper Khalil Ahmed, doing the rounds once again. 3 wickets in this game as well, and he's been a pivotal point for the Sunrise Hyderabad. 133 for 6. The big wicket of Chris Lynn walks away, and it's back to Andre Russell because there's not much batting left for the Kolkata Knight Riders. It's Piyush Chawla who will be the next man. So the heavy lifting once again has to be done by
This is
Andre
exactly
Russell.
what I was referring to. I mean, how much pressure can one person take? What is the situation? How much can he deal? The good thing is that only 3 overs are left. But then if Andre Russell isn't able to deliver, Kolkata Knight Riders won't even get to 150. So one good over, if Andre Russell stays at the crease, they will get 150 immediately. But one good ball, and if Andre Russell is out, they won't get 150 in the entire quota of 3 overs.
So it's either here or there for Kolkata Knight Riders as well as SRH, because if he does manage to smash or tonk some in Rashid Khan's over, then they will go above 160, 170 in 20 overs. And with the way that Sunrise Hyderabad's middle order have been performing, I think it's been the worst of the lot, because you just need to get 2 wickets and then it's all curtains for Hyderabad. But Rashid Khan's back. Finally we get to see the contest. But what does Russell do? A bit anticlimactic away, just takes a single by guiding it towards long on. Score moves on to 134 for 6, and some good words being shared with a good spirit between the two.
The good thing is that both of them realize that how big a role they play for their teams, and they're having that discussion, is it you who's going to help your team win, or is it going to be me? As Chawla gets ready to face a delivery from Rashid Khan, and he's straight away trying to slog sweep that one without even picking that it was the wrong one.
That's his favourite shot, be it a Yorker outside the off stump, he will go for the slog sweep no matter what. Piyush Chawla used to open the innings for UP, but this is Rashid Khan, who you're facing, one of the best T20 bowlers of the modern game, and 2 dot deliveries bowled to him. What a bowler he is. Just 1 run coming in the 17th over.
This is where you're missing a trick. You need not hit the big shots. You just give the strike to Andre Russell. Let him do the heavy lifting. He's the one who is a genuine batsman, not you. Why are you wasting the deliveries? Just take a single, get some runs. It's the 18th over going on, for the Christ's sake. And he tries to nudge that one, and it's still nowhere except hits Johnny Bairstow and falls right in front of him. So 3 dot deliveries, extreme pressure on Kolkata Knight Riders as they are on the 18th over, scoring just 1 run. And what a brilliant over from Rashid Khan. SRH have pulled this game brilliantly well. Another dot delivery. What are we seeing here? This is the 18th over and 5 balls.
I hope he doesn't take a single.
Well, if I'm Andre Russell on the other strike, even if he plays a brilliant cover drive for a single, I will just say, dude, good shot, stay there. But you've already wasted 4 deliveries. Might as well try to hit that one and get a 4 or something. And this is something, another ball wasted. So the entire over has been wasted by Rashid Khan's bowling by Piyush Chawla. 5 deliveries, 0 runs as KKR are losing the plot here. 134 for 6 in 18 overs. Andre Russell is here, and a score that seemed like a possibility of 180 doesn't think is going to happen anymore, as Andre Russell will now be facing the other seamer. And I think it's Sandeep Singh or Bhuvneshwar Kumar. Who's overs left?
And this leaves no other choice for Andre Russell but to smash the ball, because he doesn't trust his partner now after that over. And Titus was saying that Andre Russell is taking too much time to settle. Well, Titus, he's just taken 4 balls, and you've seen Piyush Chawla. He's faced 4 balls and he hasn't connected 1 shot from the middle of the bat. In fact, he hasn't taken a run also from his individual score. It's 134 for 6. Just 2 overs remain, and we were talking about 160, 170, but with that crucial over, just 1 run coming off of it, the equation now in SRH's favor.
Yes, definitely. SRH has pulled this game like how they were 42. Let me remind you, 42 at the loss of no wickets in 2.4 overs, and in the next 15 overs they have still not scored 100 runs. So 6 runs per over after that. Sunil Narayan's cameo did a world of good, but now it's Andre Russell who has extra pressure on him. For KKR's sake, and for any batsman who's watching cricket, or any person who's watching cricket, who loves to watch cricket, it will be very important that he faces the next 12 deliveries. Whatever runs he gets from the bat will be what KKR finally achieve. So Bhuvneshwar Kumar runs in,
Wide.
full delivery on the leg side. That's going to be wide, or has that? No, oh, it's not a wide. So another dot delivery, because I think it's clipped Russell's pads as it went to Johnny Bairstow. Another dot delivery.
So
we
5
are-
dot deliveries now.
6 dot deliveries now. The Russell took
Right,
single.
6 dot deliveries. An
Russell
over of dot deliveries. you
a
could say.
maiden over, you could say, and this is when that was a wide. Another umpiring blunder there.
It was supposed to be a wide, but Andre Russell wasn't seen there protesting over there. But I hope he might be able to turn the fortunes for Kolkata Knight Riders in order for the match to turn out to be good. But what a shot that was, and there is no stopping Andre Russell, because it was a Yorker lane delivery, a low full toss, and what Andre Russell did was just dig that out of the grave and has smashed it towards the mid wicket boundary for a 6. 140 for 6. The Andre Russell show has now begun. And Tenzing Sugrab, yes, we all know that you're pretty mad at what Piyush Chawla did in the previous over.
Trust me, Tenzin, I feel the same. I share your pain, because it is horrible to watch when someone at an international level does that. You need not strike sixes. Give a strike to Andre Russell. While Andre Russell slogs that one, will have the legs to make it to the boundary? No. So will he take a single? Yes, he does.
he
No, he hasn't. Thankfully
Like
for
I told you,
KKR,
he's
he has
lost the trust.
refused. Yes, and I mean, if I was Andre Russell, I would do the same. We have already wasted 5 deliveries. Piyush Chawla, you have made your contribution with the bat. Need not do anything more for KKR's perspective, while we still need the runs. Again, too little too late when you've used Andre Russell, because he's out in the crease and it's just 140 runs.
It's just 140 runs, but that can quickly change with this, with the muscle power that this guy has. 6 runs already in this game, 9 he's moved on to of 7 deliveries. Bhuvneshwar Kumar, I'm sure he's pretty much under pressure. It hasn't been a great IPL for the Indian fast bowler. 18.3 overs have been bowled. There has been a slight delay. I think it has something to do with the side screen or something else, or is it the spider cam? But now Andre Russell is good to go. 140 for 6, 4th delivery of the penultimate over. Kolkata Knight Riders need some big hitting once again from Andre Russell. Will it go for a 6 once again? It is a good shot, and it will go for another 6.
Short ball from Bhuvneshwar Kumar, and that was given everything in the kitchen
my.
sink. Andre Russell, those muscles are coming into play. It's not the middle of the... Bhuvneshwar Kumar is laughing, so are we in the dugout, because that...
You can't do anything about that.
You cannot do anything about that. That wouldn't have been a 6 in anywhere, but look at that power. Look at that swing. He's just thrown the bat and the ball has travelled.
And let me remind you, Rajiv Gandhi International Stadium has one of the biggest boundaries in all of India. So he's hit a flat 6 towards the mid-wicket region. So you can imagine, and Sania Mirza is also quite discontent with what Andre Russell did, and you can see the faces that she's making over there. And he's one more. Would that be another 6? It might possibly not be, because Rashid Khan was the fielder standing at deep mid-wicket, and he has taken the catch. The plan has finally worked, and a big wicket for Sunrise Hyderabad, and that might hamper at least 20 to 25 runs against KKR now.
Big loss for KKR there. He looked really good. Andre Russell middled that one, but it was a Yorker length delivery that was dug out deep. Rashid Khan, again, how good has Kane Williamson's captaincy been? He has placed the fielders in the right places. He tried to give that a whack. It was like a tee of golf swing, but Rashid Khan, he just completed the catch easily. He's pumping his fist because he knows KKR have now been restricted to 146 for 7 with 7 deliveries left. I don't think they'll score more than 10 runs in this.
Well, you do have Piyush Chawla.
Yeah, he ate 5 deliveries. So given that record, it won't be 150 as well. So a big loss for KKR, because they looked comfortable scoring 180 at a situation, but now even 160 seems out of the grasp. And if that happens, Wali, with the likes of David Warner, Johnny Best or Kane Williamson in the squad, I don't think KKR is going to make it.
146 for 7, but fear not. You remember Sunrise Hyderabad have failed in 2 occasions while chasing the runs. It was against Mumbai Indians when they failed to score 139. It was against Delhi Capitals when they failed to score 155. So you never know. If you manage to take the 2 wickets early on, Kolkata Knight Riders might be able to get back in the game. But that's a dot ball. It was a good Yorker ball by Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, and now just 1 over remains. In the context of the game, you'd have to say that it's a good over because just 12 runs coming off of it, and we might not blame Bhuvaneshwar Kumar for it because it was Anand Russell who was the man on strike, and he also eventually got the wicket of Dre Russell. 146 for 7. Final over to be bowled, and it is going to be Piyush Chawla who will be facing Rashid Khan.
Yes, it's going to be an interesting battle there. Like, let's see whether Rashid
A pretty
Khan
one-sided battle.
Yes, let's see. I was coming to that. Let's see whether Rashid Khan can make an over or a couple of wickets to his name. But yeah, for a KKR perspective, 146 is just not up to the mark. With a side like SRH in the opposition, a formidable opposition, you would hope that you would at least post, because they're good in the bowling, and we got a good start. As I was saying, KKR, however, 42 for no loss in 3 overs. So in the next 16 overs, which is about 96 deliveries, you've only scored 100 runs. Why, short delivery from Rashid Khan that's been pulled by Piyush Chawla. He is redeeming himself with a boundary. 150 up on the board. You beauty.
What a shot that was, and you can just see how the tables have turned over here. 150 for 7, 19.1 overs have been bowled, and that was the first poor delivery by Rashid Khan. It was directed towards the leg, at a short length towards the leg side region, and Piyush Chawla just pulled that, and you could see how dejected Rashid Khan was with that, and he even apologized to the wicket keeper. And the next delivery, another good one.
Yes, a good comeback from Rashid Khan. He realized that the one that he bowled was a short length of a delivery, pitched that one, the wrong one, the next delivery, which was fended by Chawla, but no run taken. This is surprising. Chawla tries to hoik that one and is out in the process. He cannot play with a straight bat, but what he's doing here is trying to reverse sweep Rashid Khan, who has gone through for 6 balls. While KKR point of view, another wicket goes down, back to the hut. 150 for 8. Chawla makes a long walk back to the pavilion after scoring 4 runs from 8 deliveries. Rashid Khan is choking. How crucial are these overs, and how the game is changing in moments like these. They had a 6 dot deliveries in the 17th to the 18th over, and now in the last 3 deliveries since Russell has gone, there have been only 4 runs.
I think that over of Rashid Khan, in which just 1 run came, I think that might turn out to be the deciding factor, because in those 5 deliveries, had you got 8 or 9 more runs, the score would have been close to 160, 165. But that wasn't the case, and had that been the case, had Piyush Chawla taken the singles, then Andre Russell would have had faith in him, and he would have given the strike, and he wouldn't have refused to take the single in the next over, and that led to his wicket.
Well, you remember we were discussing this, that if Andre Russell stays till the crease, 170, 180 is a possibility, but if Andre Russell gets out, 150 would also be a difficult task, and they are 150 for 8. So 2 more wickets left, 3 balls left. I think the maximum that they can get is a couple of runs, that too if they get the bat on the ball. This one's up in the air, has been edged, and that's gone behind the keeper, that's racing to the boundary, but Bhuvaneshwar Kumar has done a good job. Meanwhile, 2 runs completed. So 2 runs are here, 152, not enough.
152 not enough, but let me remind you once again, Delhi Capitals scored 155 and they won the game by 40 runs, and Mumbai scored 139 and they won the game by 40 runs as well. So if you have a good bowling attack,
but then that's the problem. Look at Delhi Capitals bowling attack, look at Mumbai Indians bowling attack. Meanwhile, a short ball that's been pulled. Will that be another wicket? No, it's a 6. KC Karyappa has hit a 6 on Rashid Khan. What a shot that! I mean, that's a game-changing moment. It's moment like these when you get a quick 6, when you get a 4, you get momentum on your team, you help the dugout, you tell them that this can be done, this is possible. As Kolkata Knight Riders, it didn't even come out of the middle of the bat. As Kolkata Knight Riders now move on to 158, last delivery being bowled, that's been tonked also. Deep cover boundary, just a single. They'll be trying to take a double, and no, they refuse. So 159 for 8 Kolkata Knight Riders at the end of 20 overs. Rashid Khan conceding 23 in his quota of 4 overs, taking up 1 wicket of Piyush Chawla. Kolkata have set a target of 160. Yes, not enough still, I feel, but the bowling has something to do now.
Absolutely. So a decent target now set thanks to a few lusty blows by Piyush Chawla and KC Karyappa towards the end. 160 is the target that is needed for Sunrisers Hyderabad to win this game, and they haven't fended off quite well in a run chase, especially in a low scoring target. But the Hyderabad faithful would want all of their batsmen to do quite well. Coming back to this, yes.
In terms of the bowling that we were talking about for Delhi Capitals bowling as well as Mumbai, this is something we're going to discuss in the mid-break or next time, that how good their bowling was and where Kolkata Knight Riders lacked. So we'll just give you a quick roundup of what has happened so far. Wali, would you like to do the
Absolutely.
scoreboard?
So Chris Lynn was the top scorer of the game. He scored 51 of 47 balls. Sunil Narayan scored a trailblazing innings of 25 from 8 deliveries. Shubman Gill scored 3. Nitish Rana scored 11 of 11. Dinesh Karthik, a devastating run out for him, 6 of 4. Rinku Singh contributed well with the bat, 30 of 25. Andre Russell, 2 sixes under his belt but couldn't carry on, 15 of 9. Piyush Chawla struck a boundary in the last over, 4 runs of 8. And KC Karyappa with a little cameo of 9 runs, smashing Rashid Khan for a 6 over long on 9 of 3. And how crucial that might turn out to be. 160 is the target. And if we talk about the bowling figures, Bhubanesh would come out taking 2 wickets, 4 overs, 35 runs. Shahbaz Nadeem was expensive, 4 overs, 30 runs. Also dropped a catch of Rinku Singh. Khalil Ahmed, wow, he impressed a lot. 4 overs, 33 runs and 3 big wickets. Sandeep Sharma, 4 overs, 37 runs, 1 wicket. And Rashid Khan, as economic as ever, 4 overs, 23 runs and 1 wicket. So good performance, good all-round performance, and it is going to be an interesting contest. It's not over for Kolkata Knight Riders. They do have a good total. Anything still quite possible. Well, this is Wali Siddiqui and Sahil Mangu will be back within a while as the second innings takes place. 160 is the target to chase. We'll be back within a while. Stay tuned to Sports Flashes.
This is Sports Flashes live.
Sports Flashes.
It's time for Indian T20 Showdown. Stay tuned to Sports Flashes.
Sports Flashes.
You are listening to Sports Flashes live.
Dhoni finishes off in style. A magnificent strike into the crowd. India lift the World Cup. Pulls it back. Here's Ronaldo for the hat-trick. And Cristiano Ronaldo does it again.
Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel.
Sports Flashes.
You are tuned into Sports Flashes Radio.
And what a performance by the number 3 seed, Saina Nehwal, who tomorrow will contest a third All-England semi-final.
Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel.
Sports Flashes.
This is Sports Flashes live.
Mika Hakkinen, the flying Finn from Helsinki, is on his last lap. Looking magnificently good for his 20th World Championship win.
Download Sports Flashes app or visit www.sportsflashes.com. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel.
Sports Flashes.
You are listening to Sports Flashes live.
Sports Flashes.
Download Sports Flashes app or visit www.sportsflashes.com. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. This is Sports Flashes live. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. Sports Flashes, everything about sports. You are tuned into Sports Flashes Radio. World's biggest sports radio channel. Sports Flashes, the official broadcast partner of BCCI. Sports Flashes, everything about sports. Catch all the cricketing action and complete drama at one click of your phone.
He does that. Smack again onside, being peppered. Consecutive boundaries.
Don't miss. Download the app now. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel.
Sports Flashes.
One station filled with full football fever.
Thinks about the shot, will go for it, and will plant an absolute cracker into the corner to put the icing on what is a very sweet tasting cake for Manchester City.
And you are just one click away.
Sergio Aguero. Oh, that's vicious! Unstoppable!
Download Sports Flashes app or visit www.sportsflashes.com. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel.
Sports Flashes.
You are listening to Sports Flashes live. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. This is Sports Flashes live.
Sports Flashes.
It's time for Indian T20 Showdown.
T20 Showdown.
Stay tuned to Sports Flashes.
Sports Flashes.
You are listening to Sports Flashes live.
Dhoni finishes off in style. A magnificent strike into the crowd. India lift the World Cup. Pulls it back. Here's Ronaldo for the hat-trick. And Cristiano Ronaldo does it again.
Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel.
Sports Flashes.
You are tuned into Sports Flashes Radio.
And what a performance by the number 3 seed, Saina Nehwal, who tomorrow will contest a third All-England semi-final.
Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel.
Sports Flashes.
This is Sports Flashes live.
The flying Finn from Helsinki is on his last lap. Looking magnificently good for his 20th World Championship win.
Download Sports Flashes app or visit www.sportsflashes.com. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel.
Sports Flashes.
You are listening to Sports Flashes live. Download Sports Flashes app or visit www.sportsflashes.com. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. This is Sports Flashes live. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. Sports Flashes, everything about sports. You are tuned into Sports Flashes Radio. Sports Flashes Radio. World's biggest sports radio channel. Sports Flashes, the official broadcast partner of BCCI. Sports Flashes, everything about sports. Catch all the cricketing action and complete drama at one click of your phone.
He does that. Smack again onside, being peppered. Consecutive boundaries.
Don't miss. Download the app now. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel.
Sports Flashes.
One station filled with full football fever.
Thinks about the shot, will go for it, and will plant an absolute cracker into the corner to put the icing on what is a very sweet tasting cake for Manchester City.
And you are just one click away.
Sergio Aguero. Oh, that's vicious! Unstoppable!
Download Sports Flashes app or visit www.sportsflashes.com. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel.
Sports Flashes.
You are listening to Sports Flashes live. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. This is Sports Flashes live.
Sports Flashes.
It's time for Indian T20 Showdown.
T20 Showdown.
Stay tuned to Sports Flashes.
Sports Flashes.
You are listening to Sports Flashes live.
Dhoni finishes off in style. A magnificent strike into the crowd. India lift the World Cup. Pulls it back. Here's Ronaldo for the hat-trick. And Cristiano Ronaldo does it again.
Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel.
Sports Flashes.
You are tuned into Sports Flashes Radio.
And what a performance by the number 3 seed, Saina Nehwal, who tomorrow will contest a third All-England semi-final.
Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel.
Sports Flashes.
Recap दे देंगे.
Welcome back to live chit chat of Sports Flashes in the match between Sunrisers Hyderabad and Kolkata Knight Riders. I am Paritosh Joshi, with me is Sahil Maggu, and we're here connected with you for the second innings as the chase of Sunrisers Hyderabad begins. The total now that is scored by KKR is 159. The target for Sunrisers Hyderabad is 160, and the opening pair of David Warner and Johnny Bairstow is walking onto the crease now. As a KKR fan, Sahil, what is your feeling right now?
No, it's a tough ask for KKR and its bowlers to restrict these two, because they have been playing exceptionally well. Johnny Bairstow, he has been what a performer he has been this season. This would most likely be his last game before he's called for England duties, and he would want to make a point. He started the season against Kolkata Knight Riders, and he's ending the season against the same opposition, so he would want to end on a high. While David Warner, no one can say that he's coming after a break after a year. He has been scoring runs at his will. He's the orange cap holder, 450 plus runs, so it should be fairly easy for the team. All they need to do is keep their calm in the first 6 overs. If they are able to keep their wickets, that should do a word of good. And if you see the entire batting lineup after these two, it's Kane Williamson, there is Deepak Hooda, there is Yusuf Pathan, so a lot of experience. Looks like a difficult ask. Home conditions, they would be knowing what's going to happen on this pitch, and the second innings always it gets better to bat on. Whereas Kolkata Knight Riders, the biggest disadvantage for them going ahead is that their bowling has been really weak in the entire tournament.
Well, a change in that department for KKR this time around. Prasidh Krishna has been been replaced in this side, although he was performing quite good for them. But according to the management and selection panel, he wasn't good enough.
No, the reason why he was dropped is because as your strike pace bowler in 9 games, you've just picked up 2 wickets, and that's where your impact matters the most. Whereas Harry Gurney has played 5 matches and picked up 4 wickets, and it's going to be Gurney and Prithviraj Yara who has made his debut. Yara has also been very impressive in the domestic circuit. He's picked up a lot of wickets playing for Andhra Pradesh, and he would have a point to prove because he would be familiar with the conditions. So it would be interesting.
Kariappa?
Yes, also Kariappa. Kuldeep Yadav has been dropped because in the last game, Kuldeep Yadav was taken to the cleaners by both these batsmen. They took him apart. He has been giving 30-40 runs in 3 overs or the 2 overs that he bowls. So it's a good move that you're giving. You're testing your bench strength, and we've lost 4 matches on the trot. You have to try something else. You have to try the different combinations. But as far as now bowling is concerned, so far they've only picked up 33 wickets, 33 to 34 wickets in the 9 games, the least by any team. And in this game, if you want to win against this big an opposition, all you need to do is pick wickets early in the power play. If you pick 3 wickets, then you are denting the opposition. But if they able to maintain the wickets, then it's game over, curtains for Kolkata Knight Riders. It would be another loss. 5 out of 5 losses is what seems likely at the moment.
At the moment, KKR in a tough position after their maverick player Andre Russell wasn't able to fire today, and that certainly left them reeling right at the end of the innings, which has been quite the opposite in most of the matches. They have finished quite strong, but this time around there was a little bit of a niggle there for the Maverick Caribbean. And as far as KKR are concerned, they need wickets quickly, because we have seen in the past SRH struggle whenever these two, David Warner and Johnny Bairstow, get out easily at the start of the innings. For the KKR, the equation is get wickets, and for SRH, they want a partnership out of these two. As the chase begins, Harry Gurney has bowled 2 balls. He has been consistent, but on the 2 balls, there has been 2 singles for both David Warner and Johnny Bairstow.
Immediately, you can see the difference between the 2 teams in terms of the fielding. There was a missed field on the second delivery itself. KKR have dropped catches at will. They haven't been consistent on the field in terms of the ground fielding, whereas SRH, they took 3 brilliant catches in the last innings. You saw one from Rashid Khan. He covered a lot of ground, took a great brilliant blinder, and it was followed up by Kane Williamson, the captain himself. So that is a department where they've completely ignored. KKR have misfielded, KKR have dropped catches, and it has costed them in the previous games, which they are doing the same thing right now. The second delivery, you don't have the runs on the board, you want to create pressure, but it's a misfield and a single is given easily. As the score moves on to 2 for Sunrisers Hyderabad, 3 deliveries have been bowled. Harry Gurney is opening the bowling for Kolkata Knight Riders. With the wide delivery is that one, yes, another wide. So these are the basic, when you are in a team competing in such a big event, such a big tournament, these are the basics that you would want to work on. This is not something that would come every day in, day out. It's like it's built over the years. You need to practice your ground fielding, you need to stick to your disciplines, you need to bowl in your lengths, and as international players, this is what you expect from them.
Well, certainly they do. And an interesting stat coming from our statsman Abhishek Pandey. The partnership runs between Johnny Bairstow and David Warner has been, for the first wicket this season, the second most by an opening pair in the IPL season. The duo batted 8 times together this season, sharing 3 century stands and 350 partnerships. So worrying signs for KKR, as the other delivery has resulted in a double for David Warner. And another stat is that David Warner has scored 762 runs in the IPL against Kolkata Knight Riders, the second most by a player against them. Only Suresh Raina aggregated more runs in the IPL against KKR than Warner. So KKR have been targeted by every player, because a certain Rohit Sharma is always looking for runs against KKR.
Exactly. I mean, that's the thing. That's the point that I was proving, that if a batsman is struggling with form, if a batsman is not playing well, if you want to make a debut, you should be playing against Kolkata Knight Riders. They are an opposition that welcomes such kind of new players or experienced players who are struggling with form and helps them get back on the horse in terms of giving away the runs. Well, David Warner is a player of a caliber that he will score against any opposition, but Kolkata Knight Riders, I've been talking about this time and again. After a span of 5 years, this is the first time that they have had 3 consecutive losses, which is now 4. And the way the things
they very well may turn into 5.
Exactly.
If this game doesn't go well for them.
RCB started the season with 7 losses, and I don't know why I have this premonition that given how KKR is, they might just break their record, or the only record that they're going to break this season apart from Andre Russell, who's just working as a team himself, is this record that they might have another consecutive losses.
Well, for your sake, Sahil, I hope that that is not the case, and KKR are able to redeem themselves from here, but they need wickets at this point, and as the things stand at the Rajiv Gandhi International Stadium in Hyderabad, it's 6 runs on board in the very first over, and no run restriction there from KKR. Easy runs coming for Hyderabad in the process, and David Warner and Johnny Bairstow quite comfortable on the pitch.
I think the second over would be given to the debutant Prithviraj Yara. Well, I've heard that in the domestic he has been very consistent in terms of the pace. This is a big platform. It would be interesting to see whether David Warner and Johnny Bairstow target him or give him a look, or how he is able to bowl. Yes, Prithviraj Yara has been given the ball. In the T20 career, he has had 2 matches with 3 wickets at an economy of 7.3. Not a lot of T20 games behind his back, but in the domestic 50 over game, limited over games with the white ball, he has certainly done wonders. Callis was giving him the cap, which was then handed over for the debut game, with 2 changes in terms of the bowling. Kuldeep Yadav missing and Prasidh Krishna missing. Well, it would be interesting to see if that can help Kolkata Knight Riders restrict 160. However, given how things have been in the past, they have scored 180 on several occasions, but they have failed to restrict the opposition. Here's Yara bowling his first delivery, a good shot of length delivery to David Warner that had some bounce, which was fended off for a dot delivery. So good start from Prithviraj Yara. Let's see how he can do it in the coming deliveries to bowl. Sunrisers Hyderabad are 6th without a loss of wicket in 1.1 overs. Chris Lynn has been telling him what line and lengths to be bowled, because he was at the middle of the pitch, so he would know the pitch, how it's behaving as compared to the other batsmen.
Well, certainly he would like that, and now Piraj, the debutant, is given the ball. He will be facing David Warner, and David Warner has went off on him, and a 6 there from the very second ball of him. A very warm welcome from David Warner for the debutant.
Yes, he just watched the first ball. I was telling you it would be interesting to see how they respond to the debutant. They watched the first delivery, which was a short of length, got a bit of bounce. The second ball was bowled in the same direction, same length, and David Warner says, "Thank you, I've had a sighter, I have seen enough, and you will be taken apart." A left arm bowler, but then left-handed batsman, it's always a favor for them as if the ball is coming in. Maybe when he bowls to Bairstow, he would be a better probability, but for now SRH have gotten on to great start, 12 without a loss of 1.2 overs as Yara runs in, and that's another cheeky single from SRH as score moves on to 13 with the loss of no wickets in 1.3 overs. This is a big concern that I've been trying to refer to, that KKR haven't been able to pick enough wickets in the power play, and even after scoring 180, they have failed to contain the opposition. So when you have a score like 160, some kind of a brilliance has to come, otherwise it's end of the journey for KKR.
Well, you certainly need your bowlers to pick up wickets quick and early, because you don't have many runs on board, and the KKR need a win desperately. They have lost 4 on a trot, and if this goes on, they'll need to win every game from now on to even have a chance of a playoff spot. That'll still not be in their hands, because the competition in this season's IPL is quite tough. Every team is contesting very fiercely, and at this rate KKR could very well say bye-bye to that playoff spot if they play on like this. They need some wickets from the debutant as well as their bowlers, but this pair of David Warner and Johnny Bairstow, they have been sensational for the SRH side. David Warner is looking like he has picked up his form from the previous editions when he was a part of the IPL outfit, and he wasn't a part of it last season because of the controversy regarding the ball tampering, but it looks like he has just picked up from the 2017 season, where he was on fire for SRH. He was the orange cap holder for a long time, and that was remarkably well from his side. And in next season, Kane Williamson was very good for them. And now what has he done here? A misfield right at the boundary, and something similar we saw in the first innings, and now this has what this result in?
A costly drop. What a great ball from Prithviraj Yara. A good shot from Bairstow, was a short delivery that was cut. The fielder was right there. It was in the hands of the fielder and he spilled it. What a costly drop when you're playing a match with just 160 runs on the board. KC Karyappa, what have you done? You have dropped a dolly and you have given a dangerous Bairstow another opportunity. A wicket that could have resulted for KKR is now resulted in 4 runs for SRH. Costly drop as Prithviraj Yara makes a strong comeback with a bouncer that has been given a wide. So anything not going KKR's way. 18 on the board for SRH and Bairstow moves on to 5. Is lucky having been dropped on a duck, while Warner is at 11. Prithviraj Yara making his debut in today's game was almost able to pick his first wicket, but was spilled by KC Karyappa at the cover boundary. Talking about these two batsmen, Warner has scored 461 runs. Johnny Bairstow has scored 370 runs. So after these two for Hyderabad, the best is Vijay Shankar, who has 139 runs. Short delivery from Yara, and this time Bairstow makes no mistake, pulled for a 4. So the catch drop proving to be costly already, as SRH 22 for no loss.
Well, certainly sad times for KKR fans, as now they will be facing the wrath of these two, surely, because you don't get many chances against players like these. You need to take whatever you get, and KKR have missed the train in this game, I guess.
I was referring to the ground fielding, how poor the team has been and how exceptionally well SRH have been. They have pulled out 3 blinders that were not even considered as catches, and these dolly catches have been spilled by KKR. So this is something where the management needs to address time and again. It's not that it is happening in this game so you could just oversee or overlook it, but it's been happening throughout the tournament, and it's a simple saying when you're playing cricket: catches win you matches. They took 3 blinders and restricted the KKR team, while KKR have dropped a dolly in the second over itself.
Well, they have dropped a dolly, and certainly catches win you matches, and if that's the case, have KKR drop the match here. It's very early in this innings, but certainly heavy drop from KKR.
No, but the point that you're making, that have they dropped the match, is a very important point, because I just now said that David Warner has 460 runs and then Johnny Bairstow has 370 odd runs. So if these two, if you want to get them out, that's where you're going to win. Meanwhile, a slower delivery from Harry Gurney. David Warner made some room and that smacked for 4. So there's no stopping these two as the score moves on to 26 without the loss of any wicket in 2.1 overs. And I think they're going to be playing for the net run rate here, because they have seen enough of KKR bowlers and they're just going to take them apart in the first 6 overs itself.
Well, they're trying for that, and sad times now for the KKR fans, as they have missed a chance to get Johnny Bairstow back into the pavilion, and that certainly would be a costly drop. David Warner is now looking to absolutely smack these bowlers around. He's trying for a boundary time and again, and Harry Gurney needs to do something here.
Yes, KKR had a similar start with 42 for no loss in 2.4 overs. Hyderabad are 27 for no loss in 2.2 overs. But what happened for KKR after Sunil Narayan's wicket was they only managed to score another 118-20 runs in the 17 overs. Whereas Johnny Bairstow has been dropped already by KC Karyappa, and they are on the charge.
Well, certainly on the charge, SRH 2.2 overs, 27 runs, and no wicket for KKR. This certainly means that they'll only go on to these two, Johnny Bairstow and David Warner, from here on, because they are a fantastic pairing, and KKR needs these two out of contention as soon as possible, because as long as these two stay on the pitch, it's curtains on KKR's IPL season, because if they lose this one, they need to win all of the rest, and that is a very rare possibility given how tense the IPL situation is at the current moment, and they still have matches against Mumbai Indians, so that is another thing, and they won't be favoring you don't want your team to be in a condition where they need to win every game, and they still have 5 games remaining.
After this game they will have 4 more games, so considering this, counting this one, it's 5. But yes, when you lose 5 on the trot, if you lose this one as well, they've already lost the 4 games consecutively. If you lose 5 on the trot, then it becomes very difficult, because see again the misfielding from Nitish Rana. How poor has the team been in the third department? Are they even considering the fact that fielding is a department that is important, is essential, or they just turn up in the day without any fielding drills and we'll see how it goes. It's that lackadaisical attitude, it's that laziness which is being reflected from one player to the other. I think it's rubbing on the entire team, and with the end half of the season coming up, it's by this time it's rubbed on to all the players. I don't see any star performer in the field from KKR's point of view who could pull off a great direct hit or a blinder as far as it's concerned from the other teams. If you see the other teams, there's always a threat of Ravindra Jadeja from CSK. You look at Warner, you look at Kane Williamson from the opposition team. They are live wires, whereas in KKR's perspective, they're not even just, I mean, you talk about Sunil Narayan, you talk about Chris Lynn. If they dive, they'll break something. So they're fragile people.
Well, fragile people, but these aren't fragile. David Warner and Bairstow, they are ruthless while they're batting, and 3 overs are done now. 32 on board.
As I was talking about
Russell, he is the one who is now looking a little shaggy on the field right now.
I was just mentioning about how fragile KKR players are, and Russell tried to run that one and try to make a throw, and in the process he's pulled something up. So if you've watched a KKR match closely, you would know Sunil Narayan is not going to move left to right once the ball passes him. Even if the ball comes straight to him, he'll make an attempt if it's simple catch, otherwise it will just deflect him and he'll keep standing. Chris Lynn won't dive for the ball because he has 2 shoulder injuries on both the shoulders, so if he dives, he'll break the shoulder again and he won't be playing. Yes, while you want to preserve these players, but talk about the Indian players. Robin Uthappa, I mean, he's not behind with the gloves. He's not in this game, thankfully, but he's the only live wire that I see is Rinku Singh.
Well,
Rinku Singh is the only player who's very active.
Robin Uthappa took a catch or two for you back in few matches.
He dropped a catch or two and then he took a catch or two. So it's kind of a
you're just being harsh on the guy, man. Because of 1 or 2 performances, he has been a loyal servant to the KKR side.
No, but then
he has scored runs for you also. Our player goes through bad patches and he has been replaced. Leave the man alone now. The players playing in this match, that's what matters for KKR.
Yeah, so I'm just talking about the fielders. Rinku Singh, one of the team fielders that is in there, is a live wire, is the only live wire at the moment that I can see, as Piyush Chawla has been introduced into the attack. SRH 32 without a loss of any wickets, 3.1, look comfortable to chasing 160. Piyush Chawla, who bowled 1 over in the last game, just a solitary over, has been asked to bowl in the power play. Yes, I am being a bit harsh on the fielders, but then that's how they have been in this season. If you watch the games closely, KKR after RCB, thankfully, have as the second team to drop so many catches.
Well, they certainly are, and for David Warner and Johnny Bairstow, things continue to glide on as another 4 for Johnny Bairstow of Chawla, pulls one, and it's a 4. The things for KKR bowlers just doesn't seem to stop through the mid-wicket region, and no fielder near there. A 4 more for KKR, for SRH, and 4 more on the board for Chawla's statistics. He would have to play a crucial role here for his side now.
Dinesh Karthik keeps running down to the bowlers, keep having those chit-chats, but who's running down to Dinesh Karthik and having those chit-chats in terms of the batting? I'm curious to know that.
Well, we'll have to wait and see who is going to ask this particular player that what is he doing for others. This is certainly a question to be asked out of every player, that when you have so less amount of runs, why is nobody being active on the field? Why is it that people have to criticize this aspect of theirs? Because you know the stakes are very high and the fans are very, very aggressive. So you need to give it your all on the field, and certainly that is not the case with this side.
When you talk about captaincy, we have seen a captaincy change mid-season for Rajasthan Royals, as Steve Smith has stepped up and Ajinkya Rahane has stepped down, and you see the body language, how the team has performed. They won against Mumbai comprehensively, I would say that, because they were confident throughout the game. Do you think Kolkata Knight Riders need to make a move like that, or is it too soon to make a call?
Well, they need something at least. They need a reaction from their players, and a reaction from SRH is now we're seeing, because 3 dots, but on the 2 deliveries that he has smacked Johnny Bairstow, he has got a 4 and now a 6 on the 5th ball, as the score now moves on to 42. Worrying signs for KKR fans now.
Bairstow was dropped at the score of 1, and now he's making us pay, making KKR fans and the KKR team cry out in the dugout, saying that why did Cariappa drop that catch? As the score moves on to 42 without loss of any wickets in 3.5 overs. Johnny Bairstow is on 21 from 11 deliveries, while David Warner is 19 from 12. Again, a misfield there from Kolkata Knight Riders, something that a team should very much look into.
Well, not happy here. Sahil with us in the chit-chat box. We'll be having a look at the comments also. Yaprak with us. Dilwari says hi. Satish says hi. Tenzin is saying that replace all players except Russell and Naren. This was a statement made by Sahil in the chit-chat box, and he's been heard by the fans also. Tenzin Sungrab says drop catches means drop matches. Well, if they go on to lose for this one, given how Johnny Bairstow is playing, they'll have to say exactly that.
No, I didn't mean to say to replace all players. What I meant was, obviously you need to think of a better combination, better possibility, which in today's game looks like a decent exploration in terms of the
replace everybody basically.
No, that's never an alternative in cricket. You cannot replace everybody. It's a team sport. What I mean to say is, yeah, except for RCB, that's what they have done actually in the previous seasons, thanks to Virat Kohli. What I meant to say was that when you're playing with 11 players, you need to be very sure of your combination. You need to be knowing your role in the team, and it becomes very important that you play the sport as a team sport. Individual brilliances, yes, that can help you win the game, but then you have to step up, you have to turn up on the game day and perform as a team. Replacing everyone is not a solution, definitely. I mean, yes, there are things that they need to think about. The management would be constantly tearing their hair apart, because this is the first time in 5 years that they have gone on to lose 3 games consecutively. Already 4, as I've been saying, and on the verge of losing the 5th one. Narayan has been introduced into the attack to make some differences. That's wrapped on the pad, but yeah, it's a leg by. It was going down the leg, as SRH are now 44 without the loss of any wicket. Warner 19 from 12, Bairstow 23 from 13. Bairstow was dropped when he was at 1 by KC Cariappa. A simple catch that was spilled for a boundary.
Well, a simple catch, but that simple catch will now be very well under contention. At the pace Johnny Bairstow is going, he is looking to finish the game on his own. And as he moves on to 23 on 13 deliveries, David Warner is at strike, and Narayan, will he be the key player today?
Well, he has been the key for Kolkata Knight Riders for season after season. He was the MVP when he first played for Kolkata in 2012. At that time, he was a mystery bowler. By this time, he's a mystery all-rounder. You never know what happens with him. You never know where he bats or what he bats or how he contributes with the ball. But yes, he was a MVP player last season as well, owing to his batting prowess, less than his bowling. But now, what Kolkata need from him is that Sunil Narayan, who pitched in 2012, picked up wickets at a regular interval, especially for David Warner and Johnny Bairstow, because these two hold the key for SRH. Meanwhile, that's a short delivery that's been dragged for another 6. Johnny Bairstow, is it? No, it's David Warner. 50 up for Sunrisers Hyderabad in just 4.3 overs. They are making a mockery out of this.
They are seriously making the KKR side pay of the missed catch of Johnny Bairstow, because if that would have happened, things would have certainly been different. There would have been some pressure on the batsmen, and now they're playing fearlessly. David Warner is looking like he'll strike every ball for a boundary or a 6, and now they are very much under pressure, KKR, as even their star bowler like Narayan is being smacked by David Warner.
4.4 overs, 51 on the board. This is a testing time for Kolkata Knight Riders. How do they bounce back? How do they break the shackles? Is something that all their fans are worried about. Everyone wants to know, how do they put an end to this? Definitely after this game, they are most likely out of contention. They need to win 4 out of 4. That's a close call. It's a miss from Dinesh Karthik, is it? Yes, another misfield, another single taken. You see, this is what I was referring to time and again. It's not something that it's coming from me. It's something that it's coming from their end. It's because it's so evident, it's so frequent, that anyone who's sitting out, anyone who's watching the match on a regular basis would know that Kolkata Knight Riders have spilled their catches, have been inconsistent in the field. You have to contribute, you have to pitch in all three departments if you want to win a game. That's where sides like Chennai Super Kings, Mumbai Indians always perform well because they have their bases covered. Even
Well,
if
you can't say so for CSK because
I was coming to that point.
because even they know that they are not very good in the field and they cover it up in the other departments.
Exactly.
That is-
Fact that, sorry, I'll just complete this point. The fact that they know, they understand, they lag in this department, and in the team meetings they have this discussion already that we are not as fit as we were a few years back. We will be giving 15 runs extra, so we need to score 15 runs extra. But this kind of an attitude and approach where the self-realization is there is something that's missing in Kolkata Knight Rider camp.
Well, certainly it is, because now things are looking very, very difficult for this side now you've got to feel sorry for this team because they were fantastic right at the start of the tournament and they have missed the plot altogether going forward. And you've got to feel bad for them as a fan of cricket because you know this side is capable of much more than this.
Yes, it's packed of star performers, star-studded all-rounders, great batsmen. In the last season itself, they did extremely well, but it's just that in this season, players haven't turned up. They haven't taken the responsibility that they should have. Meanwhile, KC Karyappa, who spilled a dolly, has been introduced into the attack to redeem himself, but he starts with a wide. 53 already up on the board for SRH. They seem to be cruising with just 107 required from 96 deliveries.
Well, as things stand, SRH are going away with the win here, and KKR need to strike quickly because it's 54 up on board already, and no wickets for KKR. 5 overs. They are at this rate. They'll very well end it inside 15 overs.
Yes, sorry, not 96 deliveries, 90 deliveries. 106 now needed from 89 deliveries. 5 overs have been bowled. SRH are 54 for no loss. Warner at the crease. There's an internal competition going between Warner and Bairstow. Warner is 25 from 16. Bairstow is 25 from 15. And this is probably the last game for Johnny Bairstow before he's called for the English services. So he definitely would want to prove a point and score as many as he can and ensure that SRH moves 2 points ahead on the table.
Well, they certainly would want that because KKR at this moment are looking very, very weak in this match. They have not batted according to their according to the need of the hour, and on the other hand, SRS bowlers were fantastic in restricting the side for 159. And the batting department, Johnny Bairstow and David Warner, they look like they'll take the match on and take it on their own to win it from here. Both are looking fantastic. David Warner and Johnny Bairstow, close call again, but not tight enough there because they complete another double.
You look at that double at the speed that they ran. This is where the difference is made for 20-30 runs and how you are on the field, how you are as a batting unit. They've placed it in the gap and they've made sure it's a double, whereas a lot of other teams are missing out on this key component where they need to play the game with a double. The mindset for them is we'll just score in the boundaries and leave out the doubles and four. Meanwhile, a short delivery, a nothing delivery from KC Karyappa, which has been smacked by David Warner for another 6. It's just a free ball, free delivery, hit me ball kind of a thing where David Warner, a player like David Warner, is not going to miss out. SRH is going to make this end the misery for Kolkata Knight Riders. They're going to end it by the 16th over, I think so, as the score moves on to 62 in 5.3 overs without any loss of wickets. Warner moves on to 33 from 18. Bairstow giving him good company with 25 from 15 deliveries. Karyappa has been scored for 10 runs in the first 3 deliveries that he's bowled after dropping a dolly catch of Johnny Bairstow in the second over itself. Another short delivery, another wayward delivery, and no attempt made from Sunil Narayan as this one also races towards the boundary. If you see what kind of a delivery that is, it's just on the pads, and a person like David Warner, it's a hit me ball.
That shouldn't be bowled to a player like David Warner because you know the form he is in, he'll smack every ball out of the park. You need some sense from the ball to prevail at the end of the times like these because KKR are in a very bad position here. They wouldn't be happy with their performances. They have spilled their season away, and David Warner is ripping them apart at the moment as he goes to long on this time. Another 6 for David Warner as he marches on to 43 in 20 balls. Or
He is just fantastic at the rate which he is going. That's a strike rate of upwards of 210, and at this rate he'll very well achieve the target on himself.
Yes, as I said, he wants to make sure that there is no one in contention for the orange cap. It's only him, and he's going to lead. He is already leading by a far margin. He wants to make sure that no one is close to him in the coming games as well. With that, SRH move on to 72 without the loss of any wickets, as 5.5 overs have been bowled. Not even the power play has been completed, and they've already achieved half of the target. 160 is what they need, and that's a short delivery. Oh, that's not a 4. Something different that we're going to see. It's a dot delivery. The over comes to an end after conceding a wide 1, 2, 6, 4, 6. So a total of 19 runs on that over, as SRH are 72, going at a rate of 12 runs per over. It's time for the first strategic timeout, very rightly from KKR's perspective, as the game is slipping from their end. We'll take a short break and we'll be back. Stay tuned to Sports Flashes.
This is Sports Flashes Live.
Sports Flashes.
It's time for Indian T20 Showdown.
T20 Showdown.
Stay tuned to Sports Flashes.
Sports Flashes.
You are listening to Sports Flashes Live.
Dhoni finishes off in style. A magnificent strike into the crowd. India lift the World Cup. Pulls it back. Here's Ronaldo for the hat-trick. And Cristiano Ronaldo does it again.
Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel.
Sports Flashes.
You are tuned into Sports Flashes Radio.
And what a performance by the number 3 seed, Saina Nehwal, who tomorrow will contest a third All-England semi-final.
Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel.
Sports Flashes.
This is Sports Flashes Live.
The flying Finn from Helsinki is on his last lap. Looking magnificently good for his 20th World Championship win.
Download Sports Flashes app or visit www.sportsflashes.com. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel.
Sports Flashes.
You are listening to Sports Flashes Live. Download Sports Flashes app or visit www.sportsflashes.com. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. You are listening to Sports Flashes Live. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel.
And we're back with the live chit chat for the match between Sunrisers Hyderabad and Kolkata Knight Riders. And Andre Russell has been brought into attack by Dinesh Karthik. 6 overs now gone. Power play is done. 72 up on board for SRH and their openers. Johnny Bairstow and David Warner are still at the pitch. I am Paritosh Joshi. With me is Sahil Maggu. And he is not a very happy fan at the moment. KKR are miserable in this match, and if they lose this one, things are done and dusted for their season.
Yes, I feel bad for Andre Russell, how he has performed, especially after how he has performed. He's been exceptional. In any other team, if he finds a place, I'm pretty sure the rankings would be much different for what it is for KKR, because he has been the only standout performer with the bat, with the ball, and Dinesh Karthik has now resorted to him and asked him that you couldn't do it with a bat, mate. but can you please save us from this onslaught from David Warner? David Warner has been in exceptional form. Everyone knows about that. He is the highest run scorer and he just continues to pile on those runs. Warner is at 43 from 21 deliveries, just the 2 boundaries, but 4 sixes, is being accompanied by Johnny Bairstow, who's at 26 from 16 deliveries with 3 boundaries and a 6. SRH at the moment are 74 without any loss of wickets, 6.2 overs and just needing another 86 runs.
Well, for them, things are not looking very good, and at this moment, they would have thought that their Goliath, Andrew Russell, should have clicked today.
Well, you cannot depend on a person to click every day. He's already put in the efforts. He's already scored a lot more than what he should be scoring, a lot more from what is expected. A short delivery meanwhile from Andrew Russell, and he's got the treatment what he gives to the other bowlers when it's a short delivery. Bairstow goes on the back foot, pulls that one for another boundary. This one's going to be over. I think KKR is helping the Sunrisers Hyderabad with their, not only with the win and 2 points, but with the net run rate as well.
Well, certainly if they win it inside 16-17 overs, the net run rate would be closing in for other teams, because they have games in hand, SRH, and if they win this one fairly easily, as is the case right now, they would be closing in on Mumbai Indians, who are at the second spot, and Delhi Capitals, who are looking for a playoff spot as well.
Yes, talking about Russell and the contributions, he has scored 392 runs, and the next best for Kolkata Knight Riders is by Nitish Rana, who has 297 runs. So you can see where Nitish Rana comes out to bat. He comes out to bat at number 4, and Andre Russell, who comes out to bat number 6 and 7, is 100 runs ahead. So you are putting the onus on one person to get a lot of runs at lower middle order, which is basically the most number of contributions for the entire team, and pick the most number of wickets, because he has the highest number of wickets for KKR with 7, which is second best by Piyush Chawla with 6. With that single, rare single that we have seen so far, Bairstow moves on to 31 from 19 deliveries. Warner is on 44 from 22, and SRH are 79 without the loss of any wickets in just 6.5 overs. 81 more needed from 13.1 deliveries, 13.1 overs, a lot of time. So 81 needed from 79 deliveries. That's the equation. Even if someone plays a test match cameo, they will be through in this game.
Well, it certainly would be, and for KKR, they need a wicket quickly, because 7 overs are now done, 80 up on board for SRH, and half the target is done.
Yes, half the target is done, and with that, half the damage, more than half the damage is done in terms of the hopes for KKR qualifying in the playoffs, because this would mean a 5th consecutive loss would mean that they would need to win all 4 games in their next outings that they have, 2 of which are against Mumbai, and their record against Mumbai hasn't been a 1 in their favor. Out of the 23 games that they have played against Mumbai, they've only managed to win 5, while they have lost 18, as Rohit Sharma definitely fancies playing at Eden Garden. Apart from these 2 games, they have a game against Rajasthan Royals and Kings 11 Punjab. So even if Kolkata manage to win 1 or 2 games, they will be reeling in the 5th or the 6th position at the bottom of the table, and it pretty much looks like it's the curtains for the hope in terms of the playoff season this time around.
Oh, well, if it's curtains, then KKR fans wouldn't be happy, because it was a great season for Dinesh Karthik in the initial maiden season as a captain for KKR, and this season has been anything but disappointment, as they started off brilliantly but have now 4 losses on a trot, and with this they may very well register the 5th loss on the run. Piyush Chawla is brought back, and will he do the damage for KKR?
The first 4 games, the first 5 games that KKR played, they won 4 games. Out of those 4 games, let me tell you, 3 were impossible games that Andre Russell single-handedly held them over the line. He played cameos of 18 ball 55, 18 ball 57, 624 ball 70. So in those games also, it was just Andre Russell who helped them. When it comes in terms of defending, when it comes to the bowling attack they've scored more than 180 runs on occasions, but have failed to defend those. So it shows that the lack of a couple of bowlers with no Nagar Koti, no Shivam Mavi, no express pace bowlers with Indian experience and a fragile middle order, it is difficult for a team to make it to the playoffs. And those 5 consecutive losses, I'm saying 5 because this one almost looks like the 5th one's going to happen soon. So these losses have definitely hampered their performance as a team, and the players and the management would be questioning as to what next. What are they going to do as they have been struggling to manage a win. They have come close, and that too because of Andre Russell in the last game where they lost to RCB for 9 runs. But then again, it's just over-reliance, over-dependence on one person as David Warner nudges that one down to Harry Gurney, who's at fine leg for another single. There's no pressure on Hyderabad, and these two experienced campaigners know for a fact that they've done their task, they've done the job. Now what is required is no more boundaries, no more sixes, just sensible cricket, nudging the ball here and there and get the runs needed. 77 required from 75 deliveries as Chawla gets ready to bowl this to Bairstow. Bairstow comes down the track. There's some confusion, but then the fielding is on a different level for Kolkata Knight Riders, and Bairstow will take that time given to him to come back to the crease. Chawla has given away 14 runs in his 1.4 deliveries as SRH are 83 without the loss of any wickets.
SRH are looking quite strong at the moment, and Johnny Bairstow looked like he will go for another biggie, but miscued that, and still he'll get 4 runs. Certainly a bad omen on the KKR side as Chawla is smacked for another boundary.
Let's talk about Sunrisers Hyderabad for a moment. That given the fact that Johnny Bairstow is now going to be going, this is his last game, how big a void will his absence leave in the team, given how David Warner has scored 490 runs and 493 runs and Johnny Bairstow has 395. So with no Johnny Bairstow and a fragile middle order, Paritosh, do you think that Kane Williamson will take that responsibility, or would they use Ridhiman Saha, who hasn't been used so far because of Bairstow's presence in the squad, will use him as the opening batsman wicket-keeper in the team?
Well, there'll certainly be an inclusion of Ridhiman Saha. Also, they'll have a place for a foreign player, and
Mohammad Nabi comes to my mind because Shakib Al Hasan has gone back.
Yes, exactly. Mohammad Nabi would be the one who will be making the cut for their side, and that will further strengthen their bowling, and this team has enough players even on their bench to survive them, while for KKR they are lacking players left, right and centre. Their bowlers have been injured, hurt and out of the tournament in the previous 2, and now for KKR things look like they are done and dusted in this season's IPL.
Yes, definitely. What they would want to do is use the options that they bought in this year's auction. They spent 5 crores for Carlos Brathwaite. He was given one opportunity. He might be used again as the 4th bowling option. Meanwhile, KC Karyappa has been introduced back into the attack, and nothing has changed as he has been smacked for a 6. Karyappa gave away 20 runs from his first over, and he continues to leak as Johnny Bairstow slog swept that one over the mid-wicket area for a huge 6. What a shot that was from Johnny Bairstow, Paritosh.
Well, a fantastic start for the over from Johnny Bairstow as the score now is heavily inclined. Johnny Bairstow also nearing his 50, 43 now up on board for him, and he started off the over with a 6. From at this position, he'll be taking another 16 runs from this over as well. The strike rate of Johnny Bairstow 179.2. He's looking devastatingly good. 43 off of 24 for him, and David Warner is at 47 off of 25. At this rate, these two will guide on for the last ball as well in this particular innings.
What a shot that was! As Paritosh was completing his sentence, I couldn't mince my words and say what a shot that was. After slog sweeping that for a 6, he's nudged that one fine to the 3rd man area for another boundary. With that shot, they are again at par. Paritosh, I told you there's a competition going on between Johnny Bairstow and David Warner as to who will score the 51st, as both of them are 47 from 25 deliveries. And with the fact that Johnny Bairstow is on the strike at the moment, I'm pretty certain the next couple of deliveries it will be another boundary that will help him get his 50 while he nudges that one. Another.
Well, he is giving away the strike to David Warner. He wants Warner to complete his 51st. And now, an interesting fact is that Karyappa was the one who dropped based on as he was on just one run.
Yes, how important was that catch? How crucial was that wicket? He was dropped on one, but now Johnny Bairstow is at 48 from 26 deliveries with 6 boundaries and 2 sixes. Warner, on the other hand, is continuing with the good work. He moves on to 47 from 25 deliveries as Cariappa bowls that one. That's been cut over the cover agent, but there is a fielder there. So rare singles coming because I'm used to the boundaries with the flurry of runs that have come. With that single, SRH move on to 100 without a loss of no wickets. Another 100-run partnership for these two in this tournament. Is the 4th 100-run partnership for Johnny Bairstow and David Warner. How good have these two been?
Well, certainly they have been fantastic for SRH, and they both near their 50, 48 off of 26 for both of them, and now Bairstow has taken a single and given the strike to Warner. They are playing with the emotions of the bowler here.
Not just the emotions of the bowler, they're playing mirror image cricket, so they are matching themselves with what the other is doing. 48 of 26.
The interesting fact for both of them is that one is an Aussie and one is an Englishman. Fierce rivals for their when they play for their countries, and certainly equally good when playing with each other.
No, there's a rivalry going on there as well. As I said, they are competing as to who will do what. Both of them are 49 from 27. So in the entire over, Bairstow first equaled what David Warner's score was, and then they maintained that single after the single. Warner will be on the strike as he took the single on the last ball. Hyderabad are cruising with 102 on the board from 9 overs. They need just 58 from 66. With this equation and the way they have batted, with the next 58 runs needed, Paitosh, I think another 6 overs is good enough.
Well, certainly if they play on, they can very well finish it inside 5 at the rate that they are going, because it's just 9 overs done and they are already at 102. It's looking like a different pitch altogether from the which KKR were playing, because they were struggling against the likes of Rashid Khan at times, and these two don't like they are looking like they won't stop until they win it for their team.
Yes, for all the Kolkata Knight Riders fan there, the season is taking a downward slope with 4 consecutive losses. They are on the verge from the 5th one, and with this, their hopes to make it to the playoffs would be taking a massive beating. Tenzin says that you need to replace all the players. We've had that discussion in the dugout. Yes, you cannot replace all the players, but then there's a massive gap that needs to be plugged as Narayan continues to is brought into the attack, takes a double, and with that double, David Warner raises his bat up in the air. It's another 50 for Warner. How consistent has he been? 46th 50 plus score for David Warner in the IPL. It just took him 28 deliveries as he smashed KC Cariappa for 4 sixes and 2 boundaries in his total innings. He took a liking for KC Cariappa when he was bowling, and with 4 sixes and 2 boundaries, this is David Warner's 50.
Well, David Warner's 50 and 46th 50 plus score and 42nd 50 for his side as David Warner stands tall in the middle, and his 4th against KKR, and on this ground it's his 14th. He likes KKR quite well. It's not him, it's Suresh Raina and Rohit Sharma as well. This season it's his 6th 50, so he's looking unstoppable at the moment, and if he plays the whole tournament, he might very well win it for SRH. What they lacked in the previous edition was that there was no David Warner in the side. Kane Williamson was there, he played brilliantly, but this time around he is not playing very good, but these two are covering up quite well for them.
Yes, Khalid in his chat says that KKR is go and gone in this IPL. That reminds me of the slogan for the Orange Army, go Orange Army, but no, it's go KKR, as they have been trampled in this game with 106 on the board in just 9.3 overs. And with that single, David Warner has been accompanied by Johnny Bairstow, who scored a 50 from 28 deliveries. Another mirror image innings by the partner, by the English countermate, which is his 3rd 50 plus score in the IPL.
Second 50 because one of them was in a century. Is 3rd 50 plus score, but second 50 because one was a century, so that's why that's why it is only his 2nd 50. And now 54 runs left for SRH for the win, and it's very easy from this point, because if they lose from here, there'll certainly be a massive choke.
Meanwhile,
and
that's
another
what-
appeal from Sunil Narayan, but a leg by given by the umpire. It was deviating away from the wicket, and that was the reason it was not given as an out in that case. And struggles continue for KKR as the partnership continues. 107 now up on board for SRH, and no wicket has fallen.
Khalid feels that KKR is out of this playoff. Well, it seems likely given how they have been. And Tenzin says that KKR will, Warner and Bairstow will complete the innings and KKR will be wicketless. While wicketless they have been, they haven't picked up enough wickets in this tournament, and wickets, catches give you the matches. Wickets is the most important thing. There was a time where KKR was a bowling side, was a bowling squad under the captaincy of Gautam Gambhir. Well, all KKR fans would be missing Gautam Gambhir, because the captaincy that he had, the astute mind that he had, he would make a 130 target for RCB, a taunting one. Seemed like it was a 250 target, restricting them to 49, whereas this time around even 180 on board is not enough.
Well, you can contemplate on that, because he never faced Johnny Bairstow and David Warner as a pair. So that is ifs and buts, and ifs and buts are not part of the play. But as the play proceeds, it's looking far-fetched that KKR would struggle salvage something from here, because it's all SRH's game from this point. 109 already up on board, and at this rate they may very well achieve the target inside the next 4 or 5 overs.
When KKR won their last game, it was their 99th victory in the IPL format, in the T20 format, and they have been elusive with that one victory which would get them 100 wins and join the elite club. But that was coming at a cost, as 4 consecutive losses have kept them away, kept them at bay with that one victory. And now on the verge of the 5th loss. Their next game is, I think, against Mumbai Indians, a mighty opposition who's comfortably placed at the 2nd in the table. So it's going to be a daunting task. It's a downward slope for KKR. That's how things have been. On the other hand, SRH have made a strong comeback after winning their last game against CSK. They have been revitalized. They have been looking for a strong position in the team on the table. And with this win today, they will be certainly back in contention.
The next match for KKR is not Mumbai Indians. It's Rajasthan Royals, who they'll be playing at the Eden Gardens. But they'll be playing against Mumbai Indians at the Eden Gardens after that on the April 28th, and the match against Rajasthan would be on April 25th. So tough matches ahead, because Rajasthan Royals is looking like a difference, and we were talking about that last time around, our top 4 teams, and you picked KKR as your last side. I was saying that Rajasthan would be a different side under the captaincy of Steven Smith, and that match would very well decide how true our predictions would be. And KKR need to fix their squad in major proportions, because this squad is not able to compete against the best of oppositions in the IPL.
Yes, Paritosh, as we were talking about how KKR might make it to the playoffs, I was being biased as a KKR fan and putting my comment in to make it for the 4th team. But yes, definitely no more in my list. I see KKR, because they have dug a deep hole for themselves, and with this SRH performance they'll also go to 10 points from 9 games. Remember, they have played one less game as compared to the other teams. Kings 11 Punjab is 10 from 10, DC is 12 from 10, and Mumbai Indians is 12 from 10. So if they go on to win a couple of more matches, it's going to be the other 4 teams and not the last 3, KKR, RCB and RR.
Well, certainly it's the top teams they'd be facing, and that is always a difficult task, especially teams like Rajasthan Royals, who are looking like a different side, as we saw against the match against Mumbai Indians at the Savai Mansingh, and a team like Rajasthan Royals, who are under the leadership of Steven Smith, looking like a very different side. Smart captain there, Steven Smith, served his ban, served his quota of punishment, and now is looking fierce as ever.
Well, that move of making him the captain has worked for Rajasthan Royals. It didn't go well with BCCI, because BCCI has opposed, as you have appointed Steve Smith the captain. So a lot of things happening on that front, and that brings me to the question that, do you think while it is working for Rajasthan Royals right now, do you think that KKR need to kind of implement something of the same sorts, because a lot of pressure on Dinesh Karthik and it's evident in the gameplay?
Well, they need certain changes. Is that the change in captaincy, or will there be some other change? That is a question that.
But then who do you have as an option?
Exactly. If not Dinesh Karthik, then who? They don't have any player who is shining. If you put Andrew Russell on the captaincy quota, how much can you pressurize a player? He is performing with the bat. He's performing with the ball. How much can you squeeze out of a player? And he's not served as a captain for his side as well. But he's a good T20 player nonetheless. But you can't pressurize every player to be the captain, and you don't have any other player who is capable of getting the leadership. Johnny Bairstow takes a single, and he is now also at 54. David Warner at 54. And the difference between the two is just of one delivery. David Warner has faced 32 and Johnny Bairstow has faced 33.
SRH need 47 more from 55 deliveries. Yes, the fixtures are out. The next game that Kolkata play are two home games. So Kolkata on 25th April they play Rajasthan Royals, and 28th April they play Mumbai Indians.
The home game against Mumbai doesn't seem like a home game because of the previous results as we've seen. But they'd be favouring them. They'd be backing themselves for performances because. It's do or die for them from now on, because they have certainly lost this game and they need to win every game from now on, even to stand a chance of qualifying for the top 4.
Meanwhile, in our chat room, Tenzin has left us. He's saying, I'll see you for the next game. As a KKR fan, I can imagine what he must be going through. He can't see the team losing, but the sad truth is that the team is on a losing spree. Faki Imran says hello, and Crazy Boy is saying fake for the performances maybe.
Well, certainly he must be quite upset with the performances of the KKR side, as MD Trikal is Trikwil. What is the pronunciation of your name? If I get it wrong, please spare me. As KKR, he's supporting KKR and he's not happy with the performances. Titus Thomas says all 3 matches win for SRH is only because of David Warner and Johnny Bairstow. Well, certainly we can't rule that out because the middle order has failed them.
But then there are 2 people pitching in, whereas for Kolkata it's just Andre Russell. So till the time there are 2 people, one of them is putting up the hand.
2 people with the bat, and bowling is
of
completely different.
Yes. I mean, if you compare the bowling between the 2 times, it's a vast gap. Meanwhile, Warner tries to play that reverse sweep and it just goes above Dinesh Karthik as he watches where the ball lands. SRH move on to 115 with a loss of 0 wickets. In 11.1 overs, 45 needed from 53. Well, the good thing for us is this game might be over too soon with the way that Johnny Bairstow and David Warner are batting. 56 for Warner from 34 deliveries, 54 for Bairstow from 33. This is most likely Bairstow's last knock before he goes back to England for the national duties, as he sweeps that one towards Harry Gurney for another single. The next match after this game, it's a double header Sunday, will be between 2 classy batsmen, 2 captains of India, one a former captain, one a current captain, Virat Kohli and MS Dhoni. How big is that game for RCB, and what do you expect from that one?
Massive encounter up next, as RCB take on CSK, the defending champions of the IPL, the team who are at the top of the table, against an RCB side who need to win every game. Now every team has a chance, but today's match will certainly decide if RCB stay in contention for a playoff spot or not.
The main thing for RCB would be that while their bowling has been strengthened with the fact that Dale Steyn, a certain Dale Steyn is a regular in their squad, they would definitely want AB de Villiers to be in today.
He's back today. He was just sick in the previous game, and he'll certainly return for the match against CSK. Now there's a chance for KKR, and a dropped catch again. Harry Gurney at this moment, and now the match is certainly gone far away from them. Johnny Bairstow again dropped, now on 55, and Sahil wants to pitch in here.
Yes, Paritosh, I just want to ask you something. This is something that I was saying since the beginning, and you were saying that, you need to see how it happens. But this is exactly how the story has been in the entire tournament. This is not today's game. This is what KKR has done in the last 10 games, 10 outings. And on the other hand, if you see SRH, as we said, they pulled 3 blinders. So when you keep doing that, you keep giving chances to the likes of Johnny Bairstow and David Warner,
who puts one down the ground for a 4 over the head of Naren, as Naren puts his head down and walks back to bowl another. Last ball of the over up now, and the match far gone from the grasp of KKR.
So yes, coming back to the point on the fielding, in terms of the fielding that we were discussing, how it has been mediocre. The word is mediocre because in international, it's not an international game, but there are a lot of international players. Meanwhile, this is in the air for another 6. Warner hits another 6 and he wants to get done with it as soon as possible. He is not fooling around. 130 on the board. They're scoring at a rate of more than 10 in 12 overs with just 30 needed from the next 8
They are
overs.
scoring at a rate of nearly 11 runs per over, and they're not even pairing Sunil Narayan at the moment, who was introduced as a mystery spinner in the IPL, and certainly no mystery to him now.
Well, in his defense, he has had to change his action 3 times, and despite that, he has been economical. Yes, he hasn't chipped in with the wickets, but at least he has contributed with the.
Well, at least a player is trying. You can't you can't have a go at someone who is trying for the team. He's trying certainly for the team, and many players are not been trying.
Exactly, and not just with the bowling, he has come out as a new dimensional player with the batting. And how many matches has he helped KKR win with the bat?
We helped with the bat at this moment also in this match, and 8 deliveries he scored almost 25 runs. So
that's the start that you would expect from someone like Sunil Narayan. He gave the start, but then it's not your day. It's not your day. And for KKR, it's not been the entire season. It started off well thanks to Andre Russell, but then with every passing game, they have just faded away. In the next 10 minutes, given how Johnny Bairstow and David Warner have played, this session might come to an end much sooner than anticipated, because
we'll give them 15 more minutes on the pitch and they will very well secure the win, because 30 more are needed now.
I think 15 is a long call as well, given how things are. If KC Karyappa has been brought into attack by Dinesh Karthik, it will just be 2 overs. So if he wants to end the proceedings, that's one in the air. This one should be the first wicket. Let's see whether it is or not. Another catch spilled. This is
Piyush Chawla at this moment, and oh my word, what are they doing here, KKR? They certainly lost all hope on this IPL season. Another dropped catch, and Bairstow is a lucky man today. They are giving him a farewell of dreams.
Third time being dropped, and in the mid innings also, Paritosh, you were saying that you're being harsh on the fielders. Do you think I should give them any leniency with this?
Well, certainly a very bad performance in the fielding aspect, as Prithvi, the bowler, is frustrated by.
Why won't he be? He's a debutant. That would have been his first wicket.
Even he was a bowler when the first time
in the very first over he created an
dropped.
opportunity. It would have been his first wicket in the season, on the first game itself, in the first over itself, and he's been just begging. Meanwhile, he gets his first wicket. Something for the lad to cheer about. David Warner has been castled, but it's too late. But the good thing for the bowler is that finally he has a wicket to his name.
Well, with the performance like this that this lad is putting in, you certainly question the commitment of the fielders. Great bowling there from him. A slower one, Warner wasn't able to read it, and the wobbling seam certainly did the job this time around.
Yes, exciting prospect, this Prithvi Ajiara. At least he's trying to make a difference in the team. Prasidh Krishna was good.
But one innings from this gentleman, 67 off of 38 from David Warner, and went home trying to hit another one for his team. And he walks back. KKR are certainly not having a chance at the moment. Even with a side like SRH with the middle order as weak as them, this is too easy even for them to spoil at the moment.
Will you see the person who's going to come in next is Kane Williamson, and he is a international class player. So you obviously would expect, and you can't expect a crumble like Delhi to happen against Kings 11 Punjab, where they give away your 9 wickets or 8 wickets in 17 runs. So that's not happening. While advocate DD Sarkar says KKR in front of big loss. Yes, they are facing a big loss, and I think they are not in front in any other contention to be for the playoffs. Mahbub Alam says hi. Galaxy Prime says it's too late for KKR to come back. I agree, it's too late for KKR to come back. Had they taken the catch in the second over itself, they could have made a match out of it. Titus Thomas says Warner is brisk in scoring more runs. Well, Warner has been out. He's been dismissed by a slow delivery from Prithviraj Yara, who's picked up his first wicket. what is KKR doing is Galaxy Prime's question. We've been trying to discuss that. We've been trying to address that
every
issue.
KKR fan is trying to decipher that what are they doing? They have missed opportunities left, right and centre, and that hasn't helped their case.
3 drop catches in this game, and I was telling you that they are the second worst in terms of when it comes in the fielding, but how they are going by the end of the tournament, I'm pretty sure RCB will put in better efforts and KKR will top that chart.
Well, we'll have to wait and see for that as Williamson plays the first delivery of his innings. He has not been in the best of touches, Kane Williamson, and if KKR get a wicket here, is there some respite for the bowlers?
Paritosh, let's be practical and let's be honest. It's a strong SRH squad. Even Bhuvneshwar Kumar, if he comes out to bat in this situation, he can see them through. Rashid Khan, if I would have been the captain, I would have insulted the opposition by sending in Rashid Khan, that go in, smack them more and get done with it.
Well, not very happy times for the KKR fans as the match is slipping away easily from their grasp. 45 balls and 29 runs, certainly not a good combination as Williamson punches one on the back foot towards the covers, but on this occasion there has been some chase from the fielder and they have saved some runs for their team.
The chase after there was misfielded with a dive that stopped the ball, half stopped the ball, but yes, I mean,
it was a difficult opportunity. Come on, you can't, they are not taking catches, so how can you expect them to score, get hold of the boundaries at the moment?
That's exactly what I'm trying to refer to. If you see what SRH did on the field, you just kind of visualize the catch that Rashid Khan took. He covered 20 meters at least.
Even Kane Williamson did a fantastic job covering that ground.
And then took that catch. And after that, in the next over itself, Kane Williamson, to dismiss Chris Lynn, took a blinder. That catch was almost like touching the ground that he pulled off.
The moments like these in the game, they decide your fate later on the tournament. And certainly because at that moment and Dinesh Karthik is looking clueless at the moment because
that's how he has been in the entire season.
We were talking about the missed catches, and missed catches have been a question mark for KKR, because if Johnny Waste to catch right when he was on just 1 run would have been taken, things could have been very very different, and a wicket there, David Warner under pressure, they could certainly have put pressure on the opposition, and Russell chases one and even saves some runs for his team, but too little too late even from the West Indian player, as the score now for SRH is 137 after 12.5 overs. Enough deliveries left for them to easily win on from here.
Bairstow is now on 59 from 36 deliveries, who has been dropped thrice, not once, not twice, but thrice in this game. He was dropped when he was at 1 in the second over itself. A simple catch from that should have been completed, a regulation catch if you would want to know, from KC Karyappa, but not only was he spilled, he was given a 6 as well.
Then at 55.
Yes, the next catch came in around 30-40 runs when
55.
Harry Gurney dropped him.
Then at 55 and then at
Piyush
57.
Piyush Chawla dropped him again. So 3 catches already been dropped in this innings, and the ground fielding is just the way it was in the entire season. While I'm impressed with how Prithviraj Yara has bowled, he has been given this opportunity. Yes, he has been expensive, but then he created the chances, and at least he's making an effort. In his first game itself, he created 3 chances, and in the end he was like, I get the fact that you're not going to catch it, so the way that I'm going to take a wicket is I'll clean bowl David Warner, and that's how he got his first wicket. Meanwhile, while we wait that there are some changes in the fortune for Kolkata Knight Riders, but there's a certain change in the commentary. Wali Siddiqui has joined me. Sahil Magoon with me is Wali Siddiqui. Wali, what do you want to say for this performance from KKR, as Hyderabad seem to be cruising to 2 points?
Well, they are not functioning as a team. They're not doing the basics right. If they do the basics right, then they would have been in the game. And had KC Karyappa taken that catch of Johnny Bairstow in the first over of Prithviraj, then the game would have been completely different, because you've seen that whenever Bairstow or Warner, whenever they lose a partner, be it Warner or Bairstow, then the other one tends to slow down the innings because they know that the middle order isn't doing well. So had the Bairstow's wicket fallen in the second over, then Warner wouldn't have played a devastating knock like he did right now. So I think that was a deciding factor. And you need to take your catches. What's wrong with the people in the IPL? They're dropping silly catches. It's like we're back in the early 2000s when they used to do fielding for formality. This isn't supposed to be the case.
Yes, it comes back to the fact that cricket has 3 disciplines. You need to focus on your 3 disciplines. You cannot be a team that's just focused on batting or bowling. It has to be equal contributions with the bat, on the field, as well as with the ball. But there's a question being asked which I would like to address. Advocate D.D. Sarkar says, has KKR any chance to go to the Super 4? While Titus says that KKR is missing players like Rashid and Nabi. Well, in terms of the international department, they certainly have whatever they have. They're making good use of that, but it's the contributions from Indian players that is missing. And in terms of the qualifications, while I think it's highly unlikely given how the performance are, but Wali, what do you think?
Well, mathematical chance is still there, and well, they're doing an RCB at the moment because RCB lost their opening 6 games of the tournament, right? And right now KKR on the verge of losing their 5th game after winning 4 games in the beginning. So they're making their life difficult, and after this game, well, they have to win almost every game because they're currently on 8th position. They're currently on 6th position with 8 points, and they need to get on. And if they want to go on 4th, then they have to at least get 16 points minimum, and that looks quite a difficult task at the moment.
Yes, given how the other teams have fared so far, you have Mumbai Indians who are at 12, you have Delhi Capitals who already have 12 points, Punjab is at 10, and with this win today, Sunrisers Hyderabad will move on to 10. So if you see the games that they have, even if they win 2 out of their 4 games, which is a 50% probability, they would have 16 points, whereas Kolkata Knight Riders would have to win 4 games in a convincing fashion with a high net run rate in order to qualify for the playoffs. There is a mathematical chance, there is a possibility. You can never say no for anything. There are teams who have been in this situation. Kolkata Knight Riders was in a situation a few seasons ago where they had lost their 5 games initially and then had to win 9 out of the 9 games to qualify. Not only they won the 9 games, but they ended up winning the tournament as well. So they did create a record there when they had maximum number of wins, I think 13 or 14 on a stretch in the next season as well. But then you need to see and you need to take a lot of things into account. When you talk about this team hasn't functioned as a team this season. What has happened is there have been individual brilliances, and yes, there has been Andre Russell for KKR, but along with him, no one has stood up on a consistent basis to see the team through. So it's very difficult. It is not impossible, but given how the situation is and given how they have fared, I don't think it's likely that they'll make it to the top 4 because there are other teams who have been much better, much more consistent, and have more match winners and are performing as compared to KKR.
So things looking quite difficult at the moment for Kolkata Knight Riders, and Galaxy Prime is asking us if Dhoni is playing for the next game or not, and he's waiting for the thriller between RCB versus CSK. Well, the playing 11 hasn't been declared yet, but there is a high chance of him playing. Suresh Raina did confirm it that he will be back, so don't you worry, he'll be there most probably. Yama Buddha saying that SRH will win the game by 9 wickets. Satish Pardesi, Yama Buddha also joined in with us, and yes, the score is 142 for 1 after 14 overs. The required run rate is just 3 runs per over now. 18 runs needed of 36 deliveries. Kane Williamson is on 7. Johnny Bairstow, though he was quite lucky, but he impressed once again with another 50 in the IPL. 62 of 39 deliveries, 6 boundaries and 2 sixes under his belt. Prithviraj, he was quite unlucky. He should have got at least 2 wickets and he could have gone for less runs, but he has looked like an impressive prospect. I think he could be played in the upcoming games as well.
Yes, definitely. He has proved a point here. He has said that he can deliver the goods for the team. It is up to the team whether they take the catches or not, but certainly he can create those chances. For Johnny Bairstow, which I think is his last innings in this year's IPL, as he is being called for the national duty for the England side. But before his call-up comes, David Warner is at the top of the table with 517 runs, followed by his teammate Johnny Bairstow, who has 427 runs right now and would want to pitch in with at least 10 more runs before he goes back to England. Chris Gale is the third highest scorer with 421, with KL Rahul at 399 and Andre Russell at 392. So a lot of positives for SRH in this game, but something that concerns me is the fact that they will be missing Johnny Bairstow. So added pressure on David Warner from the games to come in the seasons ahead, because there will be no Johnny Bairstow. It will be just David Warner. However, they will have Mohammad Nabi to strengthen their middle order and the bowling, but a new opening batsman in the form of Urdhiman Saha maybe.
Right, there might be a possibility of Ridhiman Saha making a comeback. Mohammad Nabi is another candidate who might be able to walk in the team. Tenzin Sugrab saying that KKR have not been able to defend a single match in this season. This shows how weak their bowling unit is, and now they're depending a lot on Kolkata, on Andre Russell. Titus Thomas saying that all three matches win for SRH only with the help of Bairstow and Warner. The middle order is out of form, but the problem for Kolkata Knight Riders is that these two once again struck another 100-run stand, and it's looking quite difficult for at the moment, because that might just turn out to be another boundary. In fact, it is a late cut by Johnny Bairstow this time around. He moves on to 68 with that boundary. The score moves on to 149 for 1, and they just now need 15 runs of 33 deliveries. So that'll be two thumping wins. One against Chennai Super Kings. That was an 8-wicket win, and this will be yet another thumping win for Sunrisers Hyderabad.
Yes, they were on track of proving why they are the runner-up. They were the runner-up in the last season. They missed the bus a bit. They were off track, but then the last two wins that have come against Kolkata Knight Riders and Chennai Super Kings prove why this side cannot be ever rated. While a slog from Johnny Bairstow, it results in another 6, 155 up on the board. Bairstow moves to 74. He's gonna go not out, because all they need is just 5 more runs, and this misery, this dreadful innings for Kolkata Knight Riders would come to an end. They would want to regroup, but for that first they would want to get out of the field. It's been just that kind of a day for them.
It's been a long evening for Kolkata Knight Riders, and nothing going in favour of them, but that is it, because another slog sweep, and that's the end of it. Johnny Bairstow seals it in style as 2 sixes on a row, and the Sunrisers Hyderabad have managed to win this with utmost ease. What a win this might be for Sunrisers Hyderabad, and what confidence they will get for the rest of the campaign. Johnny Bairstow, this was his farewell game. He will be going back to the England camp, but what a way to say goodbye. He enjoyed the IPL this season. He will be back for Sunrisers Hyderabad, and Dinesh Karthik and KKR have a lot of thinking to do now.
Back-to-back sixes for Johnny Bairstow as he finishes the game with 80 runs to his name from 43 deliveries. 67 was what Warner made from 38 deliveries, as Sunrisers Hyderabad cruised past Kolkata Knight Riders in this day encounter. With this win, not only they are on 10 points from a game less played, lesser game played by as compared to their opposition in the table, but it would do a word of good in terms of their net run rate, as they have won with 5 overs left and 9-wicket win. A thumping win for SRH, and we'll quickly just round up what proceeded in the second innings. A target of 160 was what they needed. David Warner and Johnny Bairstow were at it again. They gave the start that SRH would have expected from them. Warner made 67 from 38 deliveries. Johnny Bairstow a not out knock of 80 from 43. 7 boundaries, 4 sixes in his innings, while Williamson made 8 from 9 deliveries. For Kolkata Knight Riders, the bowling was yet again disappointing, as they failed to make early inroads. Harry Gurney gave away 16 runs from the 2 overs that he bowled. Yara Prithviraj, who made his debut, was impressive, but at the same time was not supported by his fielders, as 3 catches were dropped on his bowling. In his 3 overs, he gave away 29 runs, but was successful enough in picking up the first wicket, which came in the form of David Warner, as he cleaned him up with a slower delivery. Piyush Chawla gave away 38 runs from 3 overs. Sunil Narayan wicketless, giving away 34 in his quota of 4. KC Karyappa, his inclusion in the team was not what the inclusion from the team was in place of Kuldeep Yadav, but it didn't do wonders for KKR, as he gave away 34 in 2 overs. Russell bowled a solitary over, giving away 8 runs. Stay tuned to Sports Flashes, as a double header with RCB versus CSK coming up in a few minutes. That's all from this game.
This is Sports Flashes live.
Sports Flashes.
It's time for Indian T20 Showdown. Stay tuned to Sports Flashes.
Sports Flashes.
You are listening to Sports Flashes live.
Dhoni finishes off in style. A magnificent strike into the crowd. India lift the World Cup. Pulls it back. Here's Ronaldo for the hat-trick. And Cristiano Ronaldo does it again.
Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel.
Sports Flashes.
You are tuned into Sports Flashes Radio.
And what a performance by the number 3 seed, Saina Nehwal, who tomorrow will contest a third All-England semi-final.
Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel.
Sports Flashes.
This is Sports Flashes live.
The flying Finn from Helsinki is on his last lap. Looking magnificently good for his 20th World Championship win.
Download Sports Flashes app or visit www.sportsflashes.com. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel.
Sports Flashes.
You are listening to Sports Flashes live. Download Sports Flashes app or visit www.sportsflashes.com. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. This is Sports Flashes live. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. Sport, the official broadcast partner of BC. One station filled with full football fever.
Thinks about the shot, will go for it, and will plant an absolute cracker into the corner to put the icing on what is a very sweet-tasting cake for Manchester City.
And you are just one click away.
Sergio Aguero. Oh, that's vicious! Unstoppable!
Download Sports Flashes app or visit www.sportsflashes.com. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel.
Sports Flashes.
You are listening to Sports Flashes live. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. This is Sports Flashes live.
Sports Flashes.
It's time for Indian T20 Showdown.